Hi, I'm Corey Gorechrist.
I'm Dr. Vincent West.
And the episode you're about to listen to, which, once again, thank you to Barney and Shane of Napalm Death.
Thank you.
For your time. We had a lot of fun with both of those interviews. So glad you guys could join us for that. The reason we picked this episode, or the Exorcist III, was because Shane showed so much interest in it when we interviewed him. We talked.
It's weird.
Pretty great deal about Exorcist.
Yeah, because we did. We talked about the shears and the nurse and the,
which seemed like a good choice. So we went with it. We watched the.
We were originally going to do American Werewolf in London,
right? And we watched not only we didn't watch the regular version. We watched the director's cut of it.
Legion.
Yeah, Legion. So this is the way that William Blatty wanted it to be seen. Even though on the way it's presented on the Blu-ray from Scream Factory is very in and out as far as the footage.
Well, they had to use the stock footage.
But it was very cool that
he was involved in that, though.
It was very cool that it was packaged that way, and it was seen the way he wanted it to be seen. To the best that they can make it work. It happened, and not too long after we recorded this episode for you guys, William had passed away January 12th, and we had done this episode like mid-December, I believe. So we just want to say from here at Phantasm, and as fans of his work and writing, The Exorcist, and also that film that he directed and wrote, which is probably one of my favorite horror movies now that I've gone back and watched it as an adult.
What's that?
Exorcist III.
Oh, it's great.
We want to give our condolences and our respects to the Blatty family and to his legacy as, the influential horror icon that he was. That was really, almost under the table, unless you're a, pretty avid horror fan.
Warner Brothers has said for years that The Exorcist, and they boast it, and a lot of people don't agree with it, but The Exorcist, in my opinion, is the scariest horror film I've still ever seen.
I agree.
From my childhood, you can't take anything away. I don't like to watch it alone. I have issues with it. It's just, right. I'm not even Catholic, but it's just a scary fucking movie, and I think it stands the test of time. Dick Smith's makeup, and then his beautiful story that he wrote, and then, of course, adapted for William Friedkin to put on screen.
And honestly, without William's story and the Exorcist film itself, I don't know how much of a horror fan I would have become, because that was the first horror movie I had ever watched. So that kind of jump-started everything for me, and so we just want to... after this, has been recorded, we wanted to go back and put this in the beginning as a tribute to William Blatty for everything.
Genius.
And hope you guys dig this episode, and thank you very much for listening, and rest in peace, William Peter Blatty.
Hi, this is Barney, singer of sorts from Napalm Death.
Shane Embry, bass player of Napalm Death, Lockup, Brujeria, and Venomous Concept, and you're listening to the Phantasm Podcast.
Phantasm.
This is Brian from Vital Remain.
This is Steve Tucker from Warfather and Morbid Angel.
This is Bud Hoffman from Malevolent Creation. This is Lee from Monstrosity.
Mike Smith from Suffocation.
This is Alex from Prison Talking.
This is Dr. Ron Stewart from Exhumed and Impaled.
Hey, this is Tom Clark from Horror's Hallowed Ground. My name is Tim Corey.
This is Dallas from Now, and you're listening to Phantasm Podcast.
This is Martin Van Drunen from Asterix, and you're listening to Phantasm Podcast.
What the fuck is up, and welcome to the Phantasm Podcast. I'm Corey Gorechrist, with me, Dr. Vincent West.
Hello.
And, we'll start with the doctor. What do you got for us tonight?
This is going to be interesting on this version that neither one of us have ever seen, and this movie I have not seen literally in probably 17 years. We're watching Exorcist III, Legion. This is literally that version of the film. It's not the Exorcist III that most people know. We're watching Exorcist III, Legion.
Which is the director's cut of the film, and apparently they pulled a lot of the VHS footage they had. There was a disclaimer at the beginning. Of course, this is the Scream Factory release that they just put out, Blu-ray.
I don't think this will surprise anybody. I have a fun tidbit about this film. Not the director's cut, just the standard version of this film. This film and the first Exorcist film are Trey Azagthoth from Morbid Angel's favorite films.
Oh, yeah.
He's also a big Amityville horror fan, but he loves Exorcist. And who shouldn't? These movies, to me, this is some fucked up shit.
Yeah. This movie especially, this one's really crazy, from what I remember of it.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen this motherfucker.
This came out a month after I was born.
Oh, wow, look.
Yeah, the original title was Legion, which is pretty awesome.
No shit. So, it literally is what I told y'all, kids. I was reading off of a thing that they had thrown up there for a second, but it actually is. Brad Dourif, you gotta love Chucky.
So this is the true sequel because William Peter Blatty, that wrote this movie, wrote The Exorcist.
But he didn't write Heretic, no.
No, but he wrote the book that made the original Exorcist movie.
Correct.
So he came back to make a real sequel and wrote...
Who do we have directing this?
Him. He directed it.
Who?
William
No shit.
Peter Blatty, yeah. Who wrote the original Exorcist.
But he didn't direct the original Exorcist, though.
No, that was William Friedkin.
So Friedkin did not do this film.
No. But it was based on the book that Blatty wrote. So,
but Blatty directed this?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
That's crazy.
I don't know a lot about this film. Like I said, I have to be honest with everybody out there. I've always shied away from the Exorcist stuff. It freaks me out.
Right.
And I will, if I've never said this, I believe I've said it on a podcast before. The first Exorcist to me is the scariest horror movie I've ever seen. It actually does scare me.
The first one?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it scared the shit out of me too.
I'm not saying this one isn't scary. I'm saying that the first one, as a kid, man.
So he wrote the screenplay for The Exorcist and produced it. So he adapted his own book into a screenplay. That's pretty impressive. And of course...
wow, you can tell that's from the HD Master. That looks good.
Of course, Brad Dourif is in this.
And then Chucky's in it.
Yeah.
He's your friend to the end.
And also, Scott Wilson is in this for... And that's a fucking Apocalypse Now shot right there.
Is it for real?
I mean, it looks like it, because they have the three choppers in the sun. You know, that's a
yeah.
pretty iconic. Yeah. That's probably a throwback right there. But for any of you Walking Dead fans, the guy that plays Herschel is in this movie. Scott Wilson. You'll see him.
Interesting.
In the film. Actually, the only Walking Dead character I ever liked was him. And when they killed him off, I stopped watching it.
Oh, okay. My favorite, of course, was the governor.
Yeah. The governor.
And when they killed the governor, I was
Herschel is the guy that gets his fucking head cut off by the governor.
Yeah.
He like slits his throat. Yeah. Best scene I've seen on television. That was awesome.
Just to let y'all know, if I do have any Walking Dead fans out there, I'm the governor. Yeah. So you probably don't want to make me mad at your camp if you're hiding from zombies. But anyway. Of course, George C. Scott, he's a very seasoned actor. This guy's been in all kinds of shit. I don't remember a damn thing about this film. Nothing.
You also got Ed Flanders.
I don't... The name's familiar, but I'm not really... Like I said, I have not seen this. Written and directed by William Peter Blatty. That's crazy. So he's like, y'all fucked up on part 2. I'm going to do part 3.
He was in Salem's Lot. Ed Flanders.
Do you know what's weird? That's how I know him. I remember seeing this at the theater.
Well, say the prints they're showing, it looks great right now.
I mean, apparently it's going to go back and forth. We're watching the director's cut, disc 2 of the Scream Factory Collector's Edition. If you're following at home, good luck with that one on this one, because you got to shell out some cash.
Yeah, it's 6 minutes 18 seconds right now. And Yeah, this would be interesting. It goes in and out of black and white in some parts. They said on the disclaimer they've
used the dailies.
Yeah, they pulled a lot of shit from the VHS tapes and whatever they could find from this film. And what the fuck?
The end of the first film.
Yeah, that's where he gets thrown down the fucking stairs. Which is pretty.
Or throws himself. Remember, he's like, "Take me," and he's like,
"Yeah."
I still want a picture of you and I on the stairs.
Which those stairs are a set, I thought.
No, that's in Georgetown.
Oh yeah.
We need to get our picture on that.
Let's see. There's something.
Talk about a death metal band photo. There's this on the Exorcist.
Yeah, this is set 17 years after the original film.
Nice.
And it centers the character from the first film, Lieutenant William Kinderman, who's investigating the murders in Georgetown. And
those stairs are real, though. You look at that. That's not a set.
Oh yeah.
There's Eddie Murphy. That was a joke. That'd be weird if he was in this.
And there's like a Gemini killer or whatever.
I'm telling you, I don't remember anything about this. The only thing I remember about this film, spoiler alert, although, guys, I couldn't tell you the exact scene. There's some part in this where out of nowhere, there's a body walking with these shears, medical shears.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. I remember that more than anything.
That's all I remember about this film.
It's a nurse or whatever. Which is crazy. It says Blatty based aspects of the Gemini killer on the Zodiac killer, because the Zodiac wrote the San Francisco Chronicle and said the original Exorcist is the best satirical comedy that I've ever seen. Which means that guy is actually batshit insane. So,
no shit, that's what that guy said?
The Zodiac killer said that about the Exorcist.
And is the Zodiac killer the guy that was in San Francisco?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who am I? Who's the one in New York?
The guy that was sending letters to.
Who's the one in New York?
One in New York.
The Son of Sam's New York.
Son of Sam.
I'm assuming George C. Scott's dead because this movie's 1990. I'm assuming he's dead.
Well, let's see. We're doing the checking the obituaries here, guys, just to see who's alive and who's not. Yep, he died in 99. So.
Wow. And this movie's 1990, is it not?
He was 71, though.
So should we do some 1990 films?
Yeah.
Corey's new spotlight.
I don't know what we're going to call it. Maybe you guys can throw some fan suggestions for the segment. Probably not. But
Year of Horror.
Yeah, maybe Year of Horror, or we'll
Gore Years. The Gore Years.
Basically, what we'll do, we just came up with this in the Worrell episode. We'll see what other horror movies came out the same year that the movie we're watching came out. So we had 81 for American Werewolf in London. So it's like The Evil Dead came out in 91, The Scanners, The Howling, and Wolfen all came out in 81. So it's like the year of the werewolf, which is awesome. So now we're at 1990. Already seeing some amazing movies. I mean, this is the year I was born, so now we got the year of the Gore Christ here.
Literally.
So we'll see what comes out.
I was joking when I said that, but it literally is.
It's pretty insane. I mean, this list.
You want me to try to do some?
Oh, this list is fantastic.
You want me to start doing some?
Yeah, I think you can do some. We'll let the doctor guess a few. He's got more knowledge than me with the years and all that stuff.
Now, it doesn't have to be horror, obviously. I can just guess some movies, kind of.
Yeah, but this 90 is like... Horror movies are awesome.
Okay.
In this, so we'll try to do horror to appease our listeners here.
Well, I'm just trying to think of stuff off the top of my head from 90. And to be perfectly honest with you, I ain't coming up with shit. Let's see, 90. Pump Up the Volume, I believe, was in 1990. I love that movie. Christian Slater.
Yeah, that's good.
Is that right?
It's a weird one to start off.
Is it 90?
Yeah, I think so. I've seen it.
I saw this.
You got a big one you need to drop, like right now. I'm going to lose faith in you.
Oh, it's horror?
No. It's big. It was a big film.
90.
One that we were just talking about a few days ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Future Part 2. No, that's 80. That's like 88 or 89.
Nope.
What am I thinking?
It was a makeup movie.
I think Predator 2 came out in 90.
That's one of them. Mm-hmm.
That's not what you were talking about.
Nope. No.
Fuck it. Just what am I forgetting?
You're gonna hate me for it.
No, it's okay because I can't think of what it is.
Total Recall.
I love that movie.
1990.
I love that film.
Dark Man.
Love that movie.
The Hunt for the Red October.
Love that movie.
Back to the Future Part 3.
Okay, that's what I was. Yeah. Double back again.
Die Hard 2.
Nice.
Kindergarten Cop. I love that movie.
Nice.
Arachnophobia.
Nice. I love that one.
Mm-hmm. We'll get into some horror in a second. We're kind of edging our way in. The Adventures of Ford Fairlane was 1990.
If you guys have not seen that movie,
it's awesome.
It's great. Andrew Dice Clay. It's awesome.
Hard to Kill, 1990.
My favorite, hands down. That's awesome. My favorite Seagal film, hands down.
Crybaby.
Oh, the Waters film with Johnny Depp and Tracy Lords.
It's a great movie. Hunt for the Red October. It's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Ghost for all you saps.
I love Swayze, but yeah, that's
a good movie.
Chick flick. Definitely.
What else? Dances with Wolves for anyone that has
that was a huge deal. I mean, I'm not a fan, but that was a huge movie, man.
And this is one of my favorite films, I think, ever. Goodfellas, 1990.
Great movie. Great film.
And now we'll jump right into horror in 1990. Can you guess any horror in 1990?
I think one of the Child's Play sequels, I think, was 90.
2, yeah.
Okay.
Is that the one where they're in the... That's the one where they're in the factory, the toy factory.
Yeah, I like that one. Actually, part 1 and part 2 is it for me with the Chucky films. I can't really do...
The third one's just kind of whatever.
Yeah, the boys' school, I can't really do that one.
What else you got?
I got nothing. 90's a weird year, and I was... Wait, actually, no, hold on. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Yep.
Hold on, I've got another... No, that was 88. And Phantasm 3 was 93, so it's no Phantasms. No. Hold on. Friday the... No, because Jason Take Manhattan was like 88, I think.
Jason Goes to Hell was what, 91? I think it was 91.
Oh, I think it's actually later than that. It seems like it's like 92 or something
maybe.
Stupid. Actually, I don't know the answer to that because I don't like that movie.
Yeah. A lot of Stephen King stuff came out in 90.
Oh, Graveyard Shift.
Yeah.
Saw it at the theater.
It came out in 90.
Never have seen that movie.
It's kind of freaky.
I've never seen it.
I've
read it, but I've never seen it.
Flatliners.
You know, I saw that at the time, but it's not something I want to go back to. It's a Joel Schumacher thing, guy that did Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And it's Julia Roberts.
Now, Tales from the Dark Side.
Saw that at the theater.
Film,
yeah.
Now we're getting into some good stuff. Nightbreed. It's 1990.
What a god! That's a great one.
Jacob's Ladder.
That's a good movie.
Misery, another Stephen King.
I can't do that movie.
Movie's fucking weird. Here's one for me. Cat in the Brain. My favorite.
No
pulpy.
Shit.
That was 1990. The Guardian.
That is a fucked up movie.
And Bride of Reanimator was 1990.
Dr. Vincent West apparently was very stoned in 1990.
Maniac Cop 2. I fucking love that sequel. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Troll 2.
People love that movie.
It's weird. I don't know.
I watched it recently. It is funny.
Yeah. Basket Case 2.
Interesting.
Slumber Party Massacre 3. I didn't even know they had a second one. But that's cool, I guess.
Actually, there's a 2-pack that has
Psycho
2
4.
and 3.
It's 1990.
Oh, man.
The beginning.
A fun story about Psycho 4. I've got it on Blu-ray and have had it for months and have never opened it. It's just sitting at the house. I actually just moved it the other day to put it with Psycho 1, 2, and 3.
Hardwire.
Love that movie. I have it on Blu-ray.
You ever seen it? A Blu-ray of that.
Yeah, it's out of print. Severin put it out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I've got it. You've seen that?
Yeah, I've seen Hardware.
This is why this guy's my best friend. That's all I got to say. I'm done. I could actually quit right now.
I mean, I used to just
you've seen
sit
that.
there and watch TV.
Wait, I'm talking about Hardware is what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
Sorry. I got your hopes all up. Hardware was a movie that...
no, that's it. Hardware.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got it on Blu-ray.
1990.
Yeah, that's it. I saw it at the theater. Guy in the desert.
It's got Iggy
post-apocalyptic thing.
It's got Iggy Pop in it.
Yeah, it's great.
And Lemmy's in it.
Yes, well, what a shock that I bought it.
Yeah, Lemmy's a fucking taxi driver in it. And it's got Dylan McDermott, too. That's kind of funny. That movie's fucking crazy if you guys have never seen it. Don't see any more notables here on this list. Gremlins 2 for any of those.
Is that the Christmas one?
Yeah.
You know, you're going to think I'm crazy. That's the one I like.
The
new
Tom
batch.
Savini,
They call it the new batch.
The Tom Savini Night of the Living Dead that came out in 90 as well.
Saw it at the theater. We've done that on an episode.
That counts. Yeah, we did. That counts the notables. So, yeah, some pretty good stuff came out in 90. Whenever we come up with a true segment name, we'll have a little sound bit for that. But for now, we'll just do our thing.
We also, I like the new segment. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting to go back and look at all the stuff that was piled on that year because you really don't think about it.
I'm going to kind of lead into this and let you run with it afterwards. And I want to apologize first for the kind of the delay in this. We have a huge guest for you guys today. Kind of a double shot.
Yeah, guests, we should say.
Yes, and this is. I want to just go out and just first of all say how awesome I thought our portion that we did together of the interview was. And I apologize to you guys that I wasn't part of part one. Corey, I'm sure, knocked it out of the park. I haven't heard it, but I guess together we'll do it together. We want to welcome some Napalm Death gentlemen to the show, to the podcast today. Great interview.
Barney Greenway was on part one. It was me and him did an interview via Skype, and it was very awesome. Had to cut it short because he had other interviews to do that day. Kind of lost track of time while we were doing it. We went through a good bit of the discography together. It was very, very cool. And then a couple months later, the doctor and I went to a show, and we met up with Shane Embry, who is also, of course, in Brujeria and Lockup and Venomous Concept. So, fucking legend of the business. I mean, he's
so nice.
Yeah,
what a great interview. One of my favorite things we did all year. Like, it just was really fun night. They were great, and
the show was killer.
They were great. I don't care about the rest of the bill, but they were amazing. And
amidst all the stuff going on in America politically,
perfect show to see.
Yeah, who better to see than fucking Napalm Death after this 2016 year? I mean,
we have an apex predator in office, so who better to go see than Napalm Death? So
yeah, it was definitely a killer show. The interviews were so cool. Barney was very humbled, and he was very sick during the show, which sucked for him. But he couldn't even tell on stage.
The show was amazing.
He was still running around doing his thing, screaming his ass off, and he really wanted to do the rest of the interview in person with us, but since he was sick, he couldn't do it because he was resting his voice. And
I want to take a sec too with Corey here to just thank Shane, because I didn't think we were going to get anything that night.
Yeah,
and Shane was cool enough to hop on board, and we sat down with him for an hour or so, and it was awesome.
Yeah, we had a really good time. And
we had to edit out some folks at the club that were making a little too much noise and a drunk, but other than that, it was a great interview, and I want to thank you, Shane, if you listen to this, for doing it, and it meant a lot to me. It was just a cool experience. I had a lot of fun that night. perfect show.
Yeah, we had a really good time.
Great show, great trip that day, and then what a awesome way that, for me, the climax of the show is not the show, it's getting to sit down with people that I've liked my whole life. And so Shane, if you're listening to this, thank you, and we'll see you in January for the Brujeria show. But yeah, it was awesome. I think you guys will dig it. And now we're at a confession booth with George C. Scott and the guy from Die Hard that I don't know his fucking name. He was also in he was one of the singers in a movie called Streets of Fire from Universal Pictures from the 80s that I liked with Michael Pare from Eddie and the Cruisers fame. He's actually Michael Pare, if we got horror fans obviously out there, he's in Village of the Damned too, the Carpenter flick. Dies in a pickup truck, if you remember that scene. But anyway, so anyway, stick around later for the interview. It's fucking awesome. Interviews, yeah, the double shot. You get a double shot. You get the vocalist and bassist. Been in that band for years and legends in the business. And in my opinion, the grindcore creators and the masters of it. And there you go. They're on our show, and it's humbling and awesome at the same time. So, but anyway, so we're watching Exorcist III, kind of per Shane's request. Shane mentioned that he really liked this film, so it's a newer Blu-ray, and we're back. Thank you guys for, sticking around with us. I had some shit going on, and we weren't able to record for a while, but we're back, so stronger than ever, and watching Exorcist III Director's Cut with you at 11 or 12 or something in the morning.
When I got to be up in 5 hours.
And he has to be up in an hour or two.
After just working a full workload today.
Right.
In between doing an episode and coming back.
He's just constantly working. He works when he sleeps. His commitment to this podcast and to...
Well, I want to say before we continue with the film, which we actually get into a little bit during the Shane interview, which is pretty cool. So that's why the doctor chose this movie for this episode. We go into a pretty good discussion about this movie.
We did, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. So we thought this would be a good fit for... We were originally going to do American Werewolf in London for them because, it's London. It'll be cool. Napalm Death. Perfect connection there.
Oh, yeah. I thought so.
But I think since going back and listening to the interview we did with Shane...
There's some stock footage.
Yeah, there's some... Wow. That's straight up VHS. Is like a soap opera quality.
Maybe we should have watched the other one. I don't know. I'd never seen this, so I thought
that's
this was
kind of cool.
Interesting.
Look, there it is. Hell, goddamn rat shit. So yeah, we were going to do American Werewolf in London for Shane and Barney, but we figured since we got into such a good discussion about this film, and Shane seems to like it so
we're doing the Legion of Napalm Death.
Yeah.
Napalm Death Legion, but yeah.
We thought this would be a better fit, and then, Worrell also mentioned on his interview that he was a big werewolf guy, so, it worked out. We're doing this back-to-back for these episodes, so if you listen to the last episode, the Worrell Dane interview, which is very awesome as well, then, this is the next thing. We didn't stop. We just put in another Blu-ray, and here we are. So, it's... I don't know. I haven't seen this movie in a really long time. So.
Dude, I couldn't tell you anything about this other than the shears, and that's it.
Yeah.
And George C. Scott walking around the town. That's it.
I remember Brad Dourif's part.
Now, have you been to Georgetown before?
Mm-hmm.
Now, where is that at exactly?
It's not upstate, I don't think. Hang on.
Isn't it? I just thought of this. I didn't realize it. How does that feel to be in New York or in Amityville and Exorcist are both based in the same fucking area?
Makes sense. Also, Sleepy Hollow's up there.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Sleepy Hollow's in New York too.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Although that doesn't scare me like the other two.
Right. I'm trying to see. It's in Madison County.
Who's that?
Madison County.
I've seen that guy and stuff before. Is that the guy from fucking... That's the guy from fucking No. No, no. Where's the guy that's from fucking Flankers or Ed Flanky or whatever?
Ed Flanders.
Is that him there? Or is that the other guy over there with the beard? Or is it neither of them? God, I haven't seen that movie in so long. That's another one I've had it for months and I've never touched it. It's just sitting rotting in my room.
I don't know where Georgetown is. I don't know where Madison County is. Let's see. It's in Oneida. Okay.
It is in New York.
So that's up there.
It is New York, though, isn't it?
That's what I thought it is upstate. It's by Syracuse.
Okay, let's do this tonight.
It's by Syracuse.
We're going to end this debacle for you guys right now with Corey's help and the magic of the internet. Are those stairs real?
I didn't think they were. I could have swore they were.
I was told they're real by several people.
The last time we watched something, so I think it was our Steve Tucker episode, if I'm not mistaken, we brought up the stair thing. We were talking to somebody on an interview with it.
I could have sworn that they're real. Not from this film. I want to know if the stairs in the first film are real.
I could have swore. Let's see.
Or were they real? If they even think them.
That's the. Let's see. Exorcist steps.
Is there a listing for that shit? If there is, that's crazy.
It's not the Georgetown in New York. It's the Georgetown in
DC.
Washington, D.C.
D.C.
And yeah, they're there. They're at the corner of Prospect Street Northwest and 36th Street Northwest.
Can we totally go to that sometime?
Leading down to M Street. I guess Main Street. Northwest in Georgetown. Were built in 1895.
They're still there.
For The Exorcist, the steps were padded with thick rubber to film the death of the character, Father Karras. And let's see. Film crew constructed an extension with a false front to the house in order to film the scene. The stuntman tumbled down the stairs twice. Georgetown University students charged people around $5 each to watch the stunt from the rooftops. That's nice.
So they're there. I could go stand on them.
Huh. In a Halloween ceremony weekend last year, it was 2015, William Friedkin and William Peter Blatty that directed this and wrote the original Exorcist. The Exorcist steps were recognized as a DC landmark and official tourist attraction, with a plaque unveiled at the base of the steps recognizing its importance to DC and film history.
So they're there.
It's there, yeah.
I want my picture on them, don't you?
Plaque that
you don't want your picture on them?
Yeah. And it says The Exorcist steps on the on a plaque on the bottom. It's amazing. And DC's not far, dude. That's not far at all from Florida, so we'll have to go.
Oh. You know who would be into that? Jens would be into that.
I would be into that. The Platte.
The Platte would be into that. You guys should go check that out. So the Exorcist steps, it's a fucking landmark. You can take a cab to the motherfuckers.
It's a national landmark. There's probably a Pokestop there for any of you guys that play Pokemon. You can go there and you just fucking tumble down it and be Father Karras.
Yeah, you can Father Karras it Pokemon style.
That's pretty crazy. Look at that fucking picture.
Yeah, it looks great. And I'll tell you, I want to actually talk about that a second. On the scenes of this that's the guy from fucking...
yeah.
No, it's not either. We're going to have to look up a photo of that fucking guy. It's going to drive me insane, that fucking Ned Flanders from fucking Simpsons. Because that's who it is, for real. No, but I want to know, and this is something I want... You can tell... This is not a ported print from the Warner Brothers box set of the Exorcist films that came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, it looks really good.
This is actually something that they've got from a different print. I'm not talking about stock footage, but no shit.
It's still there. Now that it's a national landmark, it's not going anywhere. Which is pretty cool that it recognized it as a...
So it's in D.C.?
Yep. And it's a national landmark.
We need to do it in the summer. We need to go there and get our fucking pictures on it. I'm taking my shirt. I'm taking my shirt off, and I'm going to Barnes it. I'm going to throw my hair in my face.
Even if it is summer, I'll still have my fucking jacket. I'm sure I'll have my fucking Bloodbath shirt. I'm sure it's glued to my skin.
God, that's so awesome.
I had no idea. I thought somewhere I was disappointed it was a set. We must have been talking about something completely different. Because something was kind of spoiled, and I was like, oh, it's a fucking set. That's lame. That's great, though. We'll definitely have to go there.
Was the Amity... So maybe it was one of the Amityvilles we were talking about was a set.
Well, yeah, those are all
sets.
Set. Those are, like, not even outside sets. Let's see.
It's pretty amazing, though.
Oh.
I think. I'm glad we're watching this. I haven't seen this in a long time. Yep, that's...
I saw the toilet.
At least
flush.
something good happened tonight. Maybe they were right about Tampa. Maybe we're just not going to do it.
No.
No, it's too early to start counting us out, I think, don't you?
There's 4 more games left of the regular season.
Oh, I meant Tampa. Tampa will be okay. I think we're just having a slump.
Oh, with hockey.
I think we're just in a slump.
Yeah.
Now, for that, there's 3 left, isn't there?
Now there's 4 after this week because they have 3 left.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah. There's
But
4 total, but they're...
Yeah. We'll see. It's
well,
a wonderful life.
Then they should control that division now. So.
Of course, the full is spelled weird, but...
That's the guy I was talking about.
Yeah. No.
He's in Die Hard.
Yeah. He's not the one I was thinking of. He's not the detective.
No.
Yeah.
No. Ron, I know who you were talking about.
Yeah.
Who is he in Die Hard? The little guy from Fright Night.
He's the detective.
No, that's the guy from Family Matters. That's the guy from Family Matters. Look it up. That's the dad from Family Matters.
Unless he's in the second one, and that's the detective.
I think that's what you're thinking of. Yeah, that's what it is. He's in part 2.
Is that what it is?
Yes, because the detective in the first one that's going to get the Twinkies and all that stuff is that's the dad from Family Matters. Yeah. Sorry, we're having a Die Hard discussion about one of the actors here.
Yeah, he's in Die Hard too.
Yeah, he's because the guy in the first one, I swear to you, it's the dad from.
Yeah, it is. That's what's funny about it. Is that it is. God. Oh man, I'm trying to find other little things about this film. Because really, I don't know anything about this.
I don't either. We're kind of, and we apologize. We're kind of just doing this. I haven't watched this motherfucker in forever. I did no research on this thing. My phone's dead. And which is actually kind of a shame because I have a new phone and it's dead, but whatever.
I mean, it's 90. We went through all that. It's got some dudes.
Okay, I'm not going to get into a political thing here, but I want to bring this up because I just think it's funny. If we have any listeners that are wrestling fans, or I'm assuming you are if you have the WWE Network, I have it temporarily right now. Well, I was watching the 91 Royal Rumble the other night, and Donald Trump was there as a guest.
Really?
Or excuse me. I told you the wrong thing. Sorry. The 91 WrestleMania.
Huh.
He was there. And it was just weird. It was just weird that he was at WrestleMania and Mean Gene's over there talking to him.
Weird.
I just thought it was weird. But no, I don't like Donald Trump. But I just wanted to tell you, I thought it was funny that he was in that WrestleMania. So WrestleMania 91, you want to do some retro wrestling with your retro Exorcist III. That's interesting.
That's Jen's as an old man.
And he's flashing people in the
He's
hospital.
like, see my dick.
So which one is Ned Flanders?
I have no idea. Ned Flanders. From The Simpsons.
He's in Exorcist III. Yeah. William Peter Blatty had to put him in. He's like, oh, Simpson.
Oh, that's what I thought. He's the guy with the ponytail they showed earlier.
Who? Oh, it is that guy?
That guy, yeah. That's E. Flanny.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. He's the guy at the beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not who I thought it was.
No.
Here's what... Okay, I have to say this because we're watching this on mute. I don't have a fucking clue what's going on. People are dying, and George C. Scott's running around town. That's all I know.
I think... what's his name already died? Because they just showed him dead. Ned Flanders, he already died.
Ned Flanders is dead?
Yeah. His father, Dyer.
Oh, Simpson! I don't know if that's Ned Flanders or not. I think it is, isn't it? And he's so Simpson. Isn't that Simpson's boss?
No, Ned Flanders is the next door neighbor. That's like...
Oh, I'm not a Simpsons fan. I was trying to be humorous for y'all there, and I fucked up.
That's Mr. Burns.
I like Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns.
Oh, Simpson, you fuck.
Yeah. And Smithers.
Oh, I've never done this. This is kind of funny. And Corey, just don't look at me.
Okay. And
I want our listeners and them to enjoy an impersonation that apparently I do really well, I'm told.
Okay.
So, I'm going to do it real quick for you.
Okay. Dr. West with impressions.
This is from Family Guy as well. Where's the paper boy? That old man?
Oh, yeah.
I'm told I do that pretty well. Hold on. Get your fat ass back here. The creepy old guy.
Man, the doctor was watching The Exorcist.
Where's the paper boy?
We just wondering when that guy from Child's Play is going to be on here.
That's pretty good.
What's that one guy's name?
He's awesome, the pedophile, the old pedophile.
Yeah.
He's just like, where's your some muscular arms? Or whatever. That's fucking funny. Get your fat ass back here. That's fucking funny. That's like the best part of that show. I don't know why I just did that. It's fucking stupid. There's no relevance on this.
Scott.
He's looking for the paperboy.
Oh, shit. Well,
Brad, get your Child's Play.
I've done a lot of impressions of people on the Phantasm Podcast, but that's probably the first outlandish one we've done.
Well, and it's during Exorcist III, which makes no sense. Actually, imagine that
by Herbert.
imagine Herbert is George C. Scott's character.
Oh man!
Get your Child's Play ass back here. Come here, Chucky. I'll be your friend forever. Oh man, that's funny. Is he even still on that fucking show? That old man?
Yeah.
He's fucking funny as hell. I wish I knew who's doing his voice. It's fucking funny. It's probably Seth MacFarlane. Oh, we're back to the stock footage, folks. So this is stuff we've never seen.
Just be going it out.
Yeah, but this is the first time I've seen it again since we talked about it before in the hospital bed with the guy from Salem's Lot.
Right.
Ned Flanders.
Ned Flanders.
Simpson's neighbor, whatever.
Oh, shit.
So, if I remember this correctly, at some point in this, doesn't Brad Dourif turn into Father Karras, and it actually is that actor?
I don't know. He's the Gemini killer in this film.
But doesn't he go in and out of turning into... And he's like, I'm everyone. I never understood this movie. This movie's like trying to understand a David Lynch film.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. I don't know.
Should we go through some upcoming releases for everybody?
Yeah.
I meant to do it in the other one, and I figure this movie's kind of a slower pace. I figure we take a time to do this since we're just in the hospital waiting for George C. Scott to... That guy was in fucking Running Man. Do you remember him? He gets his pen stuck in his back.
Yeah.
Not him, but him. Remember Schwarzenegger goes, sticks his pen in his back.
trying to see before we do that who does the Herbert voice, because I have no idea.
I'd love to know. It'd just be funny.
Where's the paper boy? Get your badass back here.
Oh, goddamn.
George C. Scott's looking for that serial killer. He's going to find Chucky, and Chucky's going to tell him he's his friend forever.
No, it's hard to find stuff on the internet sometimes. We'll see.
Oh shit, Satan's out here.
She escaped.
We're watching Exorcist III, and Legion is here.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And she's wanting to launch onto me, which is freaking me out. If you just be like a regular fixed cat and be fat and fun to touch, it'd be awesome. She's like, I'm gonna tear her street.
And Mike Henry does the voice of him.
Mike Henry?
Mm.
Who the hell is that?
He does the voice of Cleveland too.
Oh, weird.
I didn't know his real name. It's John Herbert Silverbird. He's a World War II veteran. It's goddamn funny.
Your brother looks like Peter.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
It's really weird. Yeah. And all he does is fart and says stupid shit.
Oh, God.
Let's see. I just think that's funny.
I'm going back and forth, guys, just to let you know what I'm doing over here while we're recording tonight. I'm going back and forth between watching this film and looking at the two different Stay Puft Marshmallow Man pop vinyls on the shelf. One looks like the one where, I'm assuming that's the one where he's getting hit with the proton pack and he's going,
yeah.
No.
They're turning him into a fucking s'more, you know?
Ray has gone bye-bye.
That's what have you got left?
That's fucking awesome. It's Mr. Stay Puft.
Oh, this is what you were talking about with the whole Father Karras Brad Dourif thing.
It does happen, doesn't it?
In addition to the demand of an exorcism scene to be included at the ending, the producers also wanted an actor from the first movie to be a part of Exorcist III. So Jason Miller, who played Father Karras in the first movie, was unavailable to shoot when the principal photography started. He was called to shoot a few scenes as Patient X in order not to remove the work that had already been done by Brad Dourif in that role. Blatty decided to use footage of both actors, thus Jason Miller can be seen as Patient X when he's manifesting the Karras personality, and Brad Dourif can be seen when he's the Gemini killer. So they just left it in there because they didn't want him to waste his time.
Is he dead?
Who, Jason Miller?
I think he is.
I don't know. That's been the episode on that. Who's dead and who's not?
I mean, it sounds weird, but I'm just curious because I think he is. I think most of the Exorcist people are toast.
Yep.
What year?
2001.
Wow. I'd love to have met him.
Yeah.
Fucking Father Karras. That would fucking... Oh, there's those goddamn shears.
Yeah. He's from Long Island.
Of course he is. Linda Blair, here's a fun story that definitely is notable for this tonight. There's those goddamn shears again. Stop showing them fucking things. Anyway, I don't even have shit like that at my office. Those things are freaky. But what I was going to say is Linda Blair was supposed to have been at a convention down here in Florida. I was very excited about it. I think Corey was too.
Yeah. Of course, I had met...
and then she fucking canceled. It fucking was depressing.
I had met, what's her name, that played Captain Howdy. She was pretty cool. I can't remember her name.
Who?
The original demon in The Exorcist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I can never remember her name to save the life of me, and I apologize. Because that's just horrible. But, she's a great lady. I will find the name. I'm just off today. It's been a long fucking day. Find it for you right here. Oh, damn.
Can I turn that fan off?
That's not it.
Corey?
Huh?
Can I turn that fan off? I'm freezing. I'm sorry, I was gonna...
Eileen Dietz. That's who it is.
That's who you meant.
Pazuzu's face is who she is.
Oh, okay. In the first film, that's crazy.
Can I tell if it's going on?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You got it.
Even though we can explain this all day, I have no idea what's going on in this film.
No, I mean, it's cool. I'm still glad we watched it. It's supernatural craziness and insanity.
You know, it's starting to pick up a little bit because there's some weird shit going on. There's a door moving.
In the beginning, it's just kind of like murder mystery, kind of standard shit going on, and then now it's kind of moved over into the realm of supernatural. Now, is George C. Scott supposed to be the detective from the first film?
Mm-mm. He's a lieutenant.
Here's you something interesting we can talk about. Probably, I mean, I think it's interesting anyway. That's interesting. The goddamn Joker face on that statue. Did you see that? That was fucked up. Did you fucking see that shit?
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of deaths and injuries on the shooting of the original Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
It's something I've always wanted to sit down and talk about on here. But I mean, obviously, I'd love to with Linda Blair. I'm sure she would talk about it, hopefully. And of course, I'm a big fan of the movie Hell Nut she did.
That's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's not on Blu-ray.
No, but it's coming. Arrow bought it.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's probably what they're going to announce tomorrow.
I don't know.
Speaking of, there's new releases we'll still get into. You can have that to look forward to shortly. As well as the interviews with Barney and Shane from Napalm Death. So definitely stay tuned with that. This film's a little slow, but it's very interesting because I've never seen this version before. I don't know if you guys watching at home only have just the regular version, that's fine. But if you got out the big sexy, then more power to you with that.
Yeah, I would imagine somebody bought this and didn't like it because it's not a splatterfest, but it's like it's not supposed to be. It's supernatural.
Yeah.
The first one isn't either. It's just a supernatural
we thought it'd be
thing.
that way with Amityville 2 because I hadn't seen it in so long. Like, God damn, that movie is fucking fantastic.
That movie is awesome. I love those movies. I'm just a big fan of them. But
let's pull up some stuff about the original.
There were some deaths and injuries surrounding that film. I remember.
Crosses notoriously were actually turning upside down and all that kind of stuff. Let's see.
I want to talk about something while you're looking that up. I'm curious what everybody's favorite film was they saw this year, if they had one. And it didn't have to be horror, just whatever your favorite film was. For me, if a favorite horror film, it was probably either Conjuring 2, or actually, surprisingly, and this may shock a lot of people that are listening to this, I really enjoyed that Blair Witch remake.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things about it.
My favorite film, hands down, this year was the Magnificent Seven remake.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I've been wanting to see that. It's a kick-ass cast.
I don't know why. I just really liked it. I'm going to buy it. It actually comes out pretty soon. It comes out the week of Christmas, so if y'all want to buy that, mail it to me.
There's some cool tidbits about the first Exorcist, the OG, from 1973. So I didn't know this at all. The Exorcist is Warner Brothers' highest-grossing film of all time.
Sure.
When adjusted for inflation.
Sure. Sure it is.
Let's see.
People say it's overrated and everything. It's not.
Jason Miller, he stated that he was, and this is all from IMDb, of course. He stated that he was a major verbal confrontation with William Friedkin after the director fired a gun near his ear to get an authentic reaction for him. He did not need a gun to act surprised or startled. We were talking with the Defeated Sanity guys about that scene where he would shoot a gun near him or whatever to freak him out. Let's see.
Friedkin did.
Right.
He wanted what he wanted on film. Some directors are demanding, some are not.
Bedroom set had to be refrigerated to capture the authentic icy breath of the actors in the exercising scenes. If adjusted for inflation, it would also be the top-grossing R-rated film of all time. Which is cool. I'm trying to see. It says in the documentary on the 25th anniversary edition, actors say that many shots it was not necessary to act, as what was captured on film were genuine reactions. Ellen Burstyn mentions that her scream and facial reaction after being slapped by Reagan were due to being pulled too hard by a harness.
There should be a thing on there about the deaths and the. It wasn't actors; it was crew members were getting hurt and shit.
I'm trying to find all that stuff. This one's well. Jack Nicholson was up for the part of Father Karras.
God, that would be crazy.
William Friedkin thought he was too unholy to ever play a priest.
That's
probably a joke, but.
Wait, are you talking about Karras' part?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty funny.
Because Max von Sydow was awesome in it, too.
Yeah. Let's see. Trying to find all this bullshit on here. The archaeological dig site seen at the beginning of the movie is the actual site of ancient Nineveh in Hatra, Iraq, which is pretty crazy.
I was curious, since we're talking about Exorcist tonight, if there's anybody out there that are fans, or if you were a fan of that Exorcist the beginning. And there's two versions of that fucking thing.
Is that the one they had in like the 2000s? That came out like 2006 or something.
Yeah.
That was actually really good.
There's two versions of it.
I don't remember which one I bought.
There's two versions of that fucking thing. We're back to more stock footage. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, hi, I'm Chucky.
Yeah.
Your friend of the end. Heidi ho. So Chucky's here, and George C. Scott doesn't want to deal with him. Back to more stock footage.
It's surprisingly well kept for how old it is, and the fact that they had to pull it from VHS.
But see, VHS from what? Because this was never available.
Yeah.
I don't know where they pulled this footage from. They must have went to Blatty and got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had to get it from somewhere. Because the fans wanted it so badly.
I don't know if it's a Blatty film or a Friedkin film, but I'm going to tell you a movie that I will never watch again as long as I live. And I mean this. We always talk about disgusting horror movies. I will never watch the movie Bug again as long as I live.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Don't.
It doesn't sound like something you would watch. How'd you even watch that if the name said Bug on it?
It's literally called Bug.
Is that the one where he pulls his teeth out? It's got that guy that plays fucking General Zod in it, right?
You'd have to look that up.
He's the main character.
You'd have to look that up. The movie I'm talking about has Ashley Judd in it. But if we have any people out there,
yeah, it's William Friedkin. Yeah, Michael Shannon.
It's disgusting.
It's got Harry Connick Jr. in it.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, Michael Shannon is in that film. That's General Zod. He's also in Boardwalk Empire as a really nasty dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's gross. Because there's a scene where Michael Shannon's character, he like goes in the bathroom and he pulls his tooth out and there's like a little bug thing in his gum or something gross.
Dude, that movie...
I can't believe you sat there and watched something like that.
I threw up.
I bet you did.
I threw up. Because there's a part, if you don't remember, where a man pulls all his skin off.
It's awful.
And they're pouring out of his body.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It is. And that's something... And
it's not even like a horror movie. It's like a psychological movie.
It's disgusting, though. It's a disgusting film. There's Chucky.
The stock footage of him. There's he says like a line that is a mention of Child's Play. Like he actually says Child's Play in the movie, and then there's like a...
In this?
Yeah, then there's like a redheaded kid that kind of looks like a Chucky doll in the movie.
That's going to happen in this film.
Yeah.
We haven't missed it.
We haven't missed it. I think it's coming up. Maybe it's near the end.
Heidi Ho.
Yeah, Heidi Ho. Let's see.
We actually need to do that one.
Yeah, Child's Play is fun. Yeah.
And it's a Christmas movie, too.
It's Tom Holland and fucking Chris Sarandon.
Yeah.
You know, mentioning Fright Night earlier, so.
You know, Tom Holland was supposed to be at that Horror Hound convention in Cincinnati, and he canceled.
Yeah. He's working on a film. Or he must be still, because, I mean...
Because he canceled, I don't know.
I just talked to him a couple months ago, and he was just starting pre-production, so...
I guess that's why he's not there.
For a while, yeah. Super nice guy.
He would never add or talk to me on Facebook.
Really?
He saw me and was like, nope.
I don't know if he added me or not, but he...
Yeah, he did. You're friends with him.
Huh.
I know you are, because I've looked.
I sent him a message and we were talking, but I wasn't sure if he added me or not.
Yeah, he did. Which is cool.
Yeah.
For me, you know, and for you guys out there, it was just like him going, "Oh, have you supported me from way back when? Then you go to hell." I was like, "Okay, I'll go to hell." That's what I'll do. It'll be fun and exciting. So, if this guy's so lethal, how the hell did they catch him?
I have no idea. Let's see.
He was really nice when I met him.
Those 9 deaths have been associated with The Exorcist. Some of these deaths includes those of the cameraman's unexpected stillborn, a security guard, and Lyndon Blair's grandfather. One of the most notable deaths was Jack McGowan, who died a month before the film's release. His character, Burt Dennings, also died in the film. The first set of the McNeil home burned down during an unexplained fire. The fire set the production back 6 weeks. Ellen Burstyn endured a permanent spine injury on set in the scene where she is thrown across the bedroom. Burstyn's harness malfunctioned, pulling her away too quickly and causing her to land on her coccyx. Fuck. I would... No thanks.
I've had some woman land on my coccyx. Have you? Just fly across the fucking room and land on your coccyx.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Let's see.
I'm sure I didn't for her, but I knew I broke this one chick's back when she flew on my coccyx.
Jason Miller was approached by a priest on the street. The priest handed him a medallion and warned him against those who do things to reveal the devil for the trickster that he is, who seek retribution against you or try to stop you. What you are trying to do to unmask him. That's weird.
That really happened to him?
Yeah. I've never heard a priest talk that much.
Wow.
A carpenter reportedly lost some of his fingers while working on set pieces. Cast and crew arrived on the set to find that it was mysteriously covered in snow, though it was deduced that it was multiple air conditioners, which were used to preserve the movie's cold feel, had combined with the humidity to make the room snowy. Wow. When The Exorcist was first shown in Rome, it was screened in a theater located between two churches, and there was rain and lighting as moviegoers filed in. A loud thump was heard, and one of the church's crosses had been struck by lightning. A 400-year-old cross fell to the middle of the piazza. That's pretty intense.
Dude, I'm telling you, that movie is freaky deaky. Have you ever burnt? Let me ask. I'm going to ask everybody listening out there. You want to freak yourself out, and if this doesn't freak you out, I'll buy you a 6-pack of beer, and I'll give you something else. I don't know, a movie or something for listening. But smoke you a huge joint that's real strong, and watch that film, and you come and tell me that it ain't fucked up.
No thanks.
It is fucked up.
It is rumored that Linda Blair suffered a nervous breakdown while filming. I can believe that. While watching the film in theaters, an audience member fainted and broke his jaw. He sued Warner Brothers, who settled for an undisclosed sum. Moviegoers had such a visceral reactions that some theaters provided vomit bags and had paramedics on the scene. That's a little much.
Well, you think of when that came out, it's pretty hard fucking core. Do you not think? For when it came out? I mean, it's raunchy.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. You're doing a straight up old man bag scratch. That's pretty awesome. Man, you just did the Brody from Mallrats. You're like, except it wasn't your butt, it was your bag.
Yeah.
I hate that when you like sit on your bag. You've been sitting too long, your bag's up under your butt.
Oh yeah, I don't.
It's like my balls are under my rump. Now there was a poster of that right there.
Yeah.
When this movie came out.
I don't get to touch it until I'm back home. You know.
I didn't know if you were talking about this film or your bag.
My bag.
Oh, I wouldn't care. I'd be back there going, "What you want on that sandwich?"
Yeah. Want some fucking from under cheese like a sandwich.
You want some sack to rump action? Did you want sack to rump on your food?
Well, here we go. Courtesy of the PRP. We'll do it on this episode because it's fitting. Lockup have revealed their new album that's coming out, which is pretty awesome. Let's see. It's called Demonization, and it comes out in March on Listenable Records. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Lockup for some reason, you're listening to this episode. Lockup has, of course, our boy Shane Embry, and it also has Nick Barker, if I'm not mistaken, on drums from Demu.
Never hear you.
Yeah. And then Kevin Sharp, who's from Brutal Truth. He was that drunk.
Actually, he's straight up just in Berheria now, I think.
He was that drunk bastard that was on the episode. You can hear him.
Was he interviewing Shane? That's the Lockup guy?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. He's a vocalist?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
I have a new song up right now called Midnight on YouTube and all that stuff. So you can go check that out right now, actually. And
if you want...
It's called Mind Fight, so you can check that song out. New Lockup is up right now, and they got a new record, Demonization, listenable coming out in March, which I think Shane actually explains on the
he talks
on the interview
about that, I think.
briefly. So, but there you go. There's some a taste of the new record if you want to listen to it.
If you want to taste something else, you can watch Legion and taste your own sack. Just go for a sack grab while you're listening to us and watch Exorcist. You might lose your fingers when you... Oh, man. You know what we're going to have to do now when we go to those stairs? You're going to have to do a sack grab while you're on the stairs. And
Itch my taint.
You know No, it's Exorcist 5, the taint.
Yeah. Legion taint.
That'd be our like Jens would fucking hit ice cream cup down those stairs. It's in slow mo of him going fun. He's flying down. Oh Lord, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't get to grab it all day, so it's nice to come home and watch Exorcist 3 and fucking scratch.
He just talked about a 3-foot catheter being in your dong. That's what he literally just said on the screen.
The tube moves through the vein. How creepy they are at the vein. It's the heart.
You ever notice how intense he is? He's like freaky deaky intense when he acts.
He's got those weird eyes.
I'd much rather watch Chucky because he actually freaks me the fuck out. He's weird as that worm whatever character in Lord of the Rings too.
That worm tongue?
Yeah, he's weird in that.
Yeah.
I'd say he made some fucking bank off that. Especially if he took a hit of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I want to sniff your butt, sire. And he was like, okay.
Always want everybody to do this. Exorcist 3, the taint.
Yeah. He looks like a child, but like a creepy kid.
And this is like his heyday of doing Chucky too.
Yep. This was Child's Play 2.
Was this? So he was already rolling off the Child's Play stuff. Honestly, the feel of this movie, I can't believe that someone wrote this. So I feel like he's just saying shit. Yeah.
I know, none of it makes any sense. It's like watching a David Lynch picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still don't know what the fuck's going on.
He's possessed.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. I guess it makes you lead to believe that, I guess, the Captain Howdy, if you want to call it that, demon is in him.
Yeah.
The demon from the first film, I'm assuming, is back in, and it's in Brad Dourif.
I don't know.
Because when Karras died, somehow it got into him, I'm assuming. That's me spitballing.
He's like the Gemini character or whatever. Or the Gemini killer, sorry.
You're going now for like straight up sack spread. It's like where you're just spreading your sack. I know, dude. I do it.
It's just been in my sweaty fucking boots.
No, you gotta unleash the sack.
It's worse. It's worse when you wear fucking boxers.
Oh, do you know the worst? Actually, I'll tell you the worst sack experience is when we leave a show.
Oh.
And it's in the summer, and I've been sitting in his car, and I've got fucking Jen's car sack stick. I'm just like peel it off like a goddamn one of those like a fucking Band-Aid wall things. Yeah. Those fucking those sports characters on the wall. I'm like, you know what I'm talking about? Those,
no.
Yeah, you do. It's called a Big E or whatever they film on the wall. It's like a sports character. What's like a Flip It or what am I?
I know what you're talking about. They're like life size. Like,
it's look at my bigot or whatever on whatever it's called. Your
look at your
my wall guy or what is that thing called?
How did I have a Sharpie in my pocket?
I don't know. You probably gonna find all kinds of stuff. You were digging.
You dig far enough in your sack, you'll find it. You'll find something.
You're gonna find a leprechaun here in a minute. He's gonna pop out. He's gonna fly out. Get away from me, gold.
It's like top of the morning.
Yeah, I just did a pirate. I'm way out of it. A pirate leprechaun.
You were like, you're gonna
get away from me, gold.
It's like
I'm Sackbeard the pirate guarding your nuts.
It's like you're a leprechaun. You're like, I'm a leprechaun.
What are those stupid things called though, for real, that you like?
I don't know.
Those stupid ads. It's like, I've got me a bigot. It's like you throw it. I forget.
A bigums, I don't know.
It's called something stupid.
I don't think it's called a bigot.
Wall fresh or something.
I really don't think it's called a bigot.
No, it
depends on the sports player.
It's a John Rocker. Oh God, what are those things called? That's gonna drive me fucking crazy.
It's Captain Bigot.
I can't remember.
Captain Bigot.
I can't remember what those things are called. Big Head.
Yeah, Big Head. Is that what it is?
Yeah. They make one of you doing the sack tug and pull. You'll have to come to our Phantasm meet and greet, and we're going to be digging for gold while we take our picture with you. We've got to pull our sack off of ourselves because we've been sitting all day. That's probably what was wrong with Tom Savini when you met him. He had to do a sack pull. He was uncomfortable. Like half his balls were going one way. He's just like...
God damn
his old sack was fucking hanging too far with his gray ZZ Top beard on it. It's stuck to half his leg. He's just like, fucking kid had to come up when I was about to do a sack pull.
He would probably have a fake sack. He's like, yeah, I made it as a joke. No, here's my real sack.
I mean, it's one of those. If you've ever gotten busted at a urinal doing a sack pull, where you're like, and somebody will look beside you, and it's like I'm waiting on them to be like, I don't have nuts.
Yeah. Like move
this
over.
Canadian's got nuts, mine don't. Anyway,
it's like move over, nutsack. What a real man pee. No, sometimes you got to do the bat wing and like air it out. If you wear briefs like I do usually, I wear boxers and briefs. But.
Well, boxers will get you too, because my problem with the boxer, again, we'll go
boxers
back to
are like
us traveling to go to a show.
You get like
we pull up at Arby's or McDonald's, wherever we go for the late night thing. I've got a death metal wedgie from
because you sat on them all night.
Yeah, and it's awful. It's like one of those where it's like, you know,
you're wearing a thong and you're fucking scrotum thong.
We're doing that interview. We'll plug this here for Shane. That whole interview, I had like a fucking sweaty sack wedgie. I had it all up in there. My fucking undies needed to be napalmed for death. Because it was just bad.
It's scum.
It was. I want to tell this story too, because I don't know if you thought this was funny.
Apex Predator, itchy sack.
Can I have one of them napalm death thongs to wear out of here? That's something we should talk about. I always think it's tacky when I go see a death metal band and they have a thong for sale. It's like
booty shorts.
There's only 3 bands I know that do this, and I'm probably going to get in trouble on one of these. So one of them I probably shouldn't mention, but Cannibal Corpse, I don't understand them selling thongs.
Yeah, it says "fucked with a knife" on the front too. With like
another one says "I come blood" or something. It's like, blood. And then Deicide having a thong, I think, just like
that's trash.
It is. It's just, I think that redheaded whore Jen's Pork had one of those.
That's like
it's like welcome to my legion. It's like
you get that at like Goodwill. Yeah, on this Deicide thong. And they also sell thongs there, but
you should have got your brother a Deicide thong for Christmas.
They have thongs?
Yeah.
It's just once upon a cross or something.
I'm not joking. It's a straight up
Speaking
thong.
of Legion, yeah. It says Sack Legion on it.
I don't know how I know this. I think this is the shears.
Yeah, she just like pops out of the...
Because this scared the hell out of me.
This is a scary angle anyway. It's just like a straight shot.
She just like comes out slowly, I'm pretty sure. It's just like a weird... This looks like the scene, it has to be.
But I've never understood a death metal band's having cock rock thongs at their table.
I don't know.
I don't understand it.
Especially deicide, it's like you find a deicide thong.
You knew who had a thong?
Dumpster.
We just saw this. Do you know who Black
Volume
Murder had a thong?
Yeah, that makes sense, though.
That was just tacky, though.
They're like 15-year-old girls. They're like, I got a big gamer dong. My boyfriend got a sack tap.
But anyway, if you want a picture with us, it's $20. If you want a picture of us moving our sack, it's $50.
Well, it's not like you wear the thongs for sex or foreplay. Like, if you do, it's kind of weird. Like, why would you be like, look at my icon blood thong before I ride you for 2 seconds and you fruit in my face?
That one guy that came and ordered a sandwich tonight, I think, had on a skeleton witch thong.
Yeah. Or corn thong.
No, he had a Whitechapel thong.
Yeah.
And the back of it was like, plant my razor. Plant my saw.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on.
You see the crosses right there?
Yeah.
You do see them?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it looks like it's depicting, is it not?
Yeah.
Was he fucking asleep?
Yeah. She was like snooping around. I guess she heard something.
I swear that shear scene is here. I don't know how I remember this. Because it's scary.
Mercy horse shit.
It comes out of nowhere, too. It's just free. Is this a Catholic hospital?
Looks like it.
Catholic people are weird.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
This is actually freaking me out. I don't know what minute we are. There's no Mr. Skinless here, but it's Mr. Heart Attack. It's like
we had some Mr. Skinless, alright, Mr. Sackskin earlier.
Yeah, if you want it chopped off.
Yeah. An hour and 18 minutes. So yeah, it's pretty eerie. Now that the security guard's there, you feel a little more comfortable, right? Well, I think that's...
I swear to you, and I don't remember who... Isn't it like a person with a sheet over their fucking head carrying them shears?
Yeah, I thought it was like a nurse.
Maybe it is. I thought it was... I could have sworn it was like a body walking with like a...
Yeah, with like a...
With the sheet over him, carrying those giant-ass fucking things.
I just remember it happening, like slow motion.
I don't remember if it shows anything.
I don't remember. She hears some grinding noises, so if I had to guess, it'd be the sharpening.
Who the fuck is that down there? Oh, okay. Well, there goes that guy.
Yeah, so now the security guard's gone. Now she's on.
I gotta be honest with you. The movie has been kind of slow. This is terrifying right here.
Yeah, the angle's really scary.
It is. It is. It's a horrible POV. Like, give you a heart attack.
Because you know something's going to happen soon. Because the angle's just...
It's awful. It's just... Why is she there by herself?
There it is. And that's all it shows.
God, should we watch that again?
Yeah, we can rewind it.
That is freaky.
Let's do some of it with audio. We got the... This is probably the most iconic part of this film, because whenever anyone's like, Exorcist III, they're like, oh, is that the one with the nurse with the shears? Because it freaked me out when I was a kid.
It's freaking me out right now.
Alright, guys, we rewound it. We're at an hour and 19 minutes and 41 seconds, sorry. Hour and 19.
And look, she locks the door. Jesus.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Of course, they showed like a...
I mean, is it just me or is that really scary?
No, my heart's not beating the same right now.
I mean, if that came out of that right now at me, I'd be out that window. I mean, that is freaky.
My head would probably be cut off.
You're too... I'm just... I have broke legs. I'm down there and it comes up the stairs.
It would be me. It would be me decapitating my body and I have my hand on my pants grabbing my nuts.
You're still going...
I had a long
She was slit down the middle, cut open.
All her vital organs were removed.
Sounds like a cannibal song.
Then the killer stuffed her body with other materials and sewed her back up. So now I'm actually going for the taint itch. Other materials.
See, I'm curious. I'm still curious.
Rosaries. Catholic rosaries.
I want to know who the fuck did it. Was it just me, or was that music incredibly effective?
It was like, meh. Yeah, it was creepy. The whole thing's creepy.
Is he dead? Yeah, he's dead.
He took some what looked like morphine. This hospital's fucking creepy, too.
Get with me on this. I think they all are.
Yeah. Yeah, hospitals are creepy, but this is like an old one.
I used to tell... Corey's brother we used to be really good friends, and his brother used to work at a hospital, security guard, and I used to tell him, you ought to come over and hang out. No way. You think about it, unless you work there, there's no reason to be in there.
No, or if,
Unless you work there, there's no reason to be in there unless something's wrong. And you think about how many people die in those things, in its own right, and I think this is an interesting thing, goes along with what we're talking about. Aren't they all really haunted?
Yeah. People die.
Because I'll tell you right now, there's several I've been in that I think that are. Mm-hmm. To the point of it giving me nausea walking in the fucking door.
Yeah, they're all very eerie. Yeah. Because you only go to a hospital if something's seriously wrong. And then, when that shit happens, it's fucked up.
You think that was a woman or a man that got her?
It was a woman, unless it was him. But I think it was like an actual thing, not a person.
See, you keep talking about Satan too. Look, did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Or whoever the hell the master is. I'm assuming that's who that is.
But the woman locked the door behind her and walked off, and then got fucked. So, that's pretty crazy.
Wonder why that nurse got killed.
Why not? Let's call it revenge.
All I know is I remember that scene specifically from when I was a kid. It was fucked up.
Yeah. In which your friend Karis expelled certain parties from the body of a child. Certain parties were not pleased, to say the least.
This extra footage is very insightful.
Yeah. It's making more sense to this film. Of course, I don't know if they took stuff out to add this. I feel like they didn't.
They didn't take anything out. They just added this.
But it looks like there's a lot more of this with his scenes.
Well, there should be. He's... See, it's interesting too that he turns into Karis, because Karis dies in the beginning of the first film, or the end of the first film.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. This is his famous quote from this film. It was used in a couple of
death metal things?
Metal songs. Yeah, I think Mortician used it. Maybe I know Children of Bodom actually used it. What'd you hear?
While I rip and cut and mutilate the innocent as friends again and again and on and on. He is inside with us. He will never get away. His pain won't end.
Heidi ho. Of course, that's a different take of it than was actually on. All his scenes are stock footage. They're not.
Yeah, I think that's a rant that's later. Because you just pulled out some stuff I've never heard.
He says that. He says that, but it's on the other version. Like, all his scenes are director's cut versions on this. There's not the ones they ended.
It's to get all the extra footage, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, because they did like one take things with him, I think. So they just
okay. There you go. As Karis was about to slip out of his body, why the master was slipping me in.
Huh. He wanted out, but I was in.
So that he is the Reagan demon.
Yeah.
He is. He's not saying he's Satan. He's just the Reagan demon.
Pazuzu or...
And he's possessed in this guy that's turned him into a serial killer. So this guy was an ex-priest, is that what they're also saying?
Yeah.
Interesting. I never caught that ever till tonight. All I remember was the...
Yeah.
Here, let me do it real quick. It's just like, man, that's freaky deaky. That's something where you need the Reggie 4-barrel for that. It's like, no thank you.
And you get a Phantasm shirt, and it's that same nurse sort of like, meow, and it's us like running
from it, yeah.
We all
fucking
have
A, man.
Meow. That is fucking creepy.
It is. The music is horrifying.
I want to know who plays that thing or whatever they call it.
You should look that up. There's some asshole on YouTube that has looped that scene.
Really?
Just for like 30 minutes.
Meow.
And I'm like, that's not even fucking cool, man.
It's really creepy.
And somehow you can find out and it's coming from Long Island, New York, and it's fucking...
Yeah.
It's fucking Will. Because that seems like something raunchy they'd have in some damn song.
Meow.
Well.
Let's see. I think I might have had something here. Just looking at the picture of it, it's fucking creepy too. I'm pretty sure.
It's Brad Dourif. He doubled for that part or something. He's like, I'm a nurse that walks across the hall with freaking music. Howdy ho.
Howdy ho. There's a Joker thing. What the fuck is it? God damn it. Oh, there it is.
And that picture of me that I showed you, I don't even remember that barely. It doesn't seem like that's that long ago, and that has to be like late 90s, early 2000s, so it's really old.
Yeah.
It's morbid looking at it, makes me want to pull my head off, but not literally, but some morbid shit from my past. Showed Corey a picture earlier tonight of something from my past. It was kind of weird photo of me with a little buddy of mine, a chick I used to pork, fruit, fuck, whatever.
Trying to find this still.
What are you looking for?
That, wherever the fuck that thing is, I want to see who played it. It's one of the scariest scenes, I think, in a film. Honestly, it's terrifying. I don't know why. It's creepy fucking shit. I'm trying to find like some kind of just a proper name for that character or
You know what somebody said? This is on Reddit. You ready? I'm trying to figure out who the fuck that is, or at least a character name. And it says that was O.J. Simpson under those bed sheets. He was returning gardening shears he borrowed from that nurse, but the sheets fell on top of him. He didn't want to miss her. Oh, good job. I don't know.
So my girlfriend was texting me during this episode, and I just want everybody to know that I'm talking to her backwards. I said, TV, are you watching? Food, have you eaten? I'm talking to him like a cone head.
Hey, whatever you gotta do, man.
There's that old bitch again. You think she's the one that had the shears? That old bitch?
That's, what's his name? George C. Scott? That's his wife.
I think his bitch wife's the one that fucking hacked her open them shears.
Yeah. I don't know why there's so many fucking ads on everything now.
I'm trying to see how long it'll take her to figure out that I'm talking weird.
You what? What'd you say?
I keep talking weird and she's not acting like I'm doing anything weird.
Oh.
Like, for example, like I said, TV, are you watching? And then she responded, and then I said, talk weekend once inside home?
Yeah.
And she's not acting like I'm talking weird. Wouldn't that weird you out if I was talking to you like that? Okay, there's the redheaded kid.
Yeah, he said something about child's play or something. I just can't find anything about it. It's just like a thing.
Where's the child's play comment?
You might have already said it, because I think that kid's after that. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, shit. How much time we got left on this?
Not much. I think this is about over.
Yeah, we got like 10 minutes. Man, I've hacked it out, man. I've been up all fucking
It's hardcore,
day.
man, and you're doing that, and I appreciate you doing it. And I'm sure that everybody listening appreciates it. I know I do.
And in between,
we knocked out 2 things today, so.
Came home from work, thought I had a day off, had a couple of beers, went back to work, and then...
No day off.
Yeah.
You got a part of a day off.
I had like 2 hours of a day off. Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours, and then you gotta get ready and go to work. Well, yeah, I had a long night at work, and then doing this for a couple hours, so putting it in, but it's all worth it.
I'm happy to be.
Had a little bit of a hiatus.
Take a minute. I'm happy to be up and running again, my friend.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking awesome.
Knocked out 2, like we usually do. This movie's really slow. But now it's just
now it's going like 90. Is it just me?
Yeah. Usually with the supernatural stuff, near the end it's like a shitstorm. I think she's the one that killed it.
I still think my favorite thing that we've watched was Supernatural. Was hands down was fucking Amityville 2.
Oh, that movie's awesome.
It's crazy.
No
that movie's crazy.
So when you watch it young, you don't remember shit. I mean, especially I was watching so many movies when I was younger that, you know, I would just watch movies all the time when I was sitting around, you know. I would stay up late. My mom wouldn't care. She would, as long as my homework was done and I wasn't, you know, my room was picked up, whatever, normal bullshit, she'd let me sit there and watch fucking, she had all the movie channels, so I just watch HBO,
Sounds
Cinemax, whatever, AMC, whenever.
Did you do the Skinemax?
Oh, of course.
I
didn't know what to do with myself. I was that young, but at the time I'd watch naked women and be all about it. So
sure.
But I think that came from horror movies because I would just watch whatever the fuck was on. So.
Yeah, man. Of course you did.
It's a lot of horror movies.
Now, what year? Let me ask you this. This will be interesting, I think, to talk about for a sec while we're wrapping this up. What year did you see this?
I
mean, do you remember how old you were? Is more what I meant.
It was probably
around the time I saw the first one, so I was about 5 or 6.
Damn. That's an early year to be watching this shit.
That's how I started. Exorcist was the first one I ever watched, and I was 5 years old.
Yeah, Exorcist scared the shit out of me.
And then this one, I remember this more the first time I saw it than the first time I saw the first Exorcist. So this one had to have been not too far from when I saw the first one, because I just started getting into a bunch of shit. And she must be the bitch that killed her. I don't know.
How is she inside the fucking house?
She's fucking weird. Ugh. Even the old lady is creepy.
Yeah, she had to have shearsed her.
Well, that was like a thing, though, honestly, because I kept looking at it. And, I mean, it just kind of happened, and then it was over. I mean, they never saw me again.
And there they are.
Shears, yeah. But I think she's possessed, too, so. Yeah, she is. Oh, shit. Whoa. Shit. That's a strong asshole lady. Oh, Granny's gone berserk. Ew.
So she was the one with the shears.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn, I didn't even remember that. So did she go inside of him?
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you if you asked me what happened from then to now. I'd be like, I have no idea.
It's weird, like I didn't understand the entire movie. Now I feel like I got it all after seeing that.
He keeps going to Brad Dourif and asking him.
Well, he's his friend forever.
Yeah.
Howdy ho.
Raised to death. Don't worry. We'll get her. Pray for me, Damien. You're free.
Ooh, that was not in the other film.
So it's like an alternate cut.
That was a weird timing on that too. Well, damn renews it just spit on me. Yeah. Spit the devil's venom on me while I'm watching this fucking film. Shot its fucking freak goo. Damn. That was not in the other film. You know what's funny about this movie? I've never met anybody that doesn't like this film.
No. It's really good. The version we watched, I feel like, was shorter than the other one. Like, it was very...
Not according to the box.
Huh. I don't know, it just seemed...
Hold on a minute, let's double check that.
The stock footage made it seem like...
Look up the running time on this film, and I'll look on it, because it only shows the running time of the director's cut, which is 100 and something minutes.
I don't know, with the stock footage in there, it just made it seem like it was mostly the stock footage that they showed.
No, I agree. I'm in full agreement with you.
So, that's why I feel like this one was shorter, because it was more of the other shit. You feel like it would have been both. It was mostly like crappier print, you know.
Well, that's goddamn weird.
1 hour and 50 minutes. That's how long it is.
So this was a shorter version of the film?
I think so. It had to have been. There's no way.
This was not 1 hour and 50 minutes long, what we just watched.
No. So I don't know. But it was cool, the stock footage, I think. But all the stock footage they kept of Brad Dourif's role.
They changed it, didn't they?
They had all the shots with Brad Dourif were all stock footage versions. They weren't the...
I don't remember him getting shot to death either, do you?
But even the cut, unlike
I'd say the studio shit an egg roll when they saw that ending of him going, "Rest in peace," and he's like,
even unlike the Innocent thing, that was a different take than the one that's on the actual cut. I think that's cool though. That was kind of badass where he was just like, now you're free. Brr.
But yeah, that seemed a lot shorter than the other one. And honestly, with the stock footage, it was kind of something different. I apologize to anyone who
do what now?
Thought that was weird, but I think it was a cool way to watch the film.
So let me get this straight. So we watched a way shorter version of this.
It had to have been. It just seemed shorter. And I correct me if I'm wrong, but most of that we watched was stock footage stuff. Then it didn't.
Give me some light, and I can actually
hang
tell
on. We'll do
right now.
We'll do our thoughts.
I can tell you the running time on this bitch. If I could see it, you got a lamp or a light source or.
All right, well, final thoughts of it. It seemed a lot shorter. We're going to find out.
We're getting ready to find out right now. Theatrical's 110.
Maybe they don't tell you how long the director's cut is.
It's right there. Director's cut is not rated. There's no way that was 110 minutes, though.
Actually, there's an easier way to find it. I'll just look on this thing. It's an hour and 44 minutes.
Actually, if you cut out these credits, about an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, so it's about 10 minutes shorter.
But it was different. It was totally different, though.
Yeah, the shots.
I liked this. I actually think I like this better.
Yeah, well, especially the Brad Dourif scenes, like the Damien stuff was way.
And him walking in and smoking him with that fucking gun. Yeah, I think you guys are in for a treat with this, in my opinion. But
sorry, there's probably a lot of dead air in those parts, but it's more of a film to watch. I mean, there's not a lot going on through most of it. It's a lot of dialogue, but the scenes that happen, I mean, they fucking pop when they come on. I thought that ending was badass. I don't remember that being in the original theatrical cut.
Because it wasn't.
Pretty sure it wasn't. That was
on
stock.
Wasn't.
And all the I'm happy that I have seen now all the Dourif scenes. And now I know why people wanted that so much, was because that was pretty badass.
I can't believe how much
the Dourif cuts.
I mean, that's quite a bit different.
And to Shane or Barney, if you guys haven't seen this version, I recommend you checking it out. It's pretty fucking cool. Man.
Yeah, it's the Scream Factory just collector's edition. You get both films. It's pretty cool. There's a shitload of extras on the first disc on the theatrical version too. And if you feel like you're double dipping, as they say on some of these review sites, DVD Talk or High Def Digest, two of the two I use. You're not double dipping. If you like this movie, it has a shitload of extra stuff. The only special feature on the fucking Warner Brothers release of this Blu-ray is a fucking trailer.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, so this is a lot more stuff. The Scream Factory always tries to give us a good product. When they say collector's edition, 9 times out of 10 it's.
I haven't watched the Child's Play yet. I've got a couple other things I haven't watched. Like I said, I'm still sitting on that Psycho 4.
Right.
I haven't opened and watched, but Psycho 4 was a made-for-TV movie. So.
Right, and that came out in 90.
But now this director's cut of this, I don't even know where they got this from.
Right.
That was never available on DVD.
Well, they pulled a lot of footage for this release.
But I don't know, and other people, and it's not in high def or whatever, people may have a problem. It didn't bother me, did it?
That's how you have to watch it sometimes.
It didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me when I watched it in VHS format when I was watching it on TV, because it wasn't like.
What that reminded me with that stock footage, and if we got a Superman fan out there, Chris Reeves, there's a Superman 2 Richard Donner cut.
I've watched films like that,
That Richard Donner cut, it uses a lot of stock footage. Yeah. But it's actually really cool.
I watched a lot of films like that. I'm trying to think of the one. Friday the 13th Part 7. The stock footage from that, it makes the film a lot gorier, and that's why they had to cut so much shit from it. But I've watched.
Dude, that's funny you brought that up. I'm get into this real quick, but I watched that reel of stuff they cut on the Blu-ray.
It's
Why is there no director's cut of that? Because that movie is nasty.
It's mostly shortening the kills, is what it is.
I know, but those kills, when it shows them,
if you leave the kills alone, it's like that fucking tree trimmer kill. God damn!
Even the sleeping bag kill got edited.
Yeah, he did it 8 times versus 2 in the film. So, but yeah, that's overall. I think it's a very cool release. Came out a couple months ago on Screen Factory.
Yeah.
Exorcist III: Legion. The original writer of the novel that inspired the film
did the film, which is crazy. I was not aware of that until we did it tonight.
And he produced the original film, did the screenplay too. So
I got that thing for like $14 used, and it had the slipcase.
This is the legit sequel because he actually wrote the sequel. So
I know it was slow, but I felt like that flowed better than a almost 2-hour film, didn't you?
That's true. Yeah, there's just a lot of dialogue, so it's hard for us to talk about dialogue going on, because we're
I don't know, man, but like you said, the money shots are money.
Yeah, it starts picking up near the end, and it's really terrifying, actually. And it's hard to describe on it.
Totally agree with you.
So this is more of a film for you guys to be like, hey, that sounded like it was fun.
Definitely go watch it.
Up. I'm going to read this and pick it up. And also, for the main highlight of this episode, Barney and Shane from Napalm Death, and we'll go ahead and bring that to you guys now. So I want to thank you guys for sticking around, and maybe you skipped ahead, but that's fine too. Thanks for listening, and
if you skip ahead, it's okay.
I did Barney via Skype here in the States, and then we did. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I don't think he was in the States himself, but it was over Skype, whatever. And then we went to the Abysmal Predator tour, almost near the end of the tour. There was about 4 dates left when we went, so caught Shane then on tour, and that was very fun. We had a good time together.
It was a good interview.
Yeah.
He's a super nice guy.
Very proud of it. He's got a lot to talk about. Lockup. A lot of the history of Napalm Death and the touring stuff we left off from Barney's interview. So
he was I want to thank him for just being so willing to do it. I mean, he was all about it.
Yeah,
he didn't like shorten this up or let's do this or all this bullshit or doing it during the middle of a goddamn concert and stuff. He was actually very sound conscious when we were about to record and everything.
Oh, so. Yeah, and Barney was sick so he couldn't finish his portion.
He did come by and say hi though, so that was cool.
He couldn't finish his portion of the interview with us during the show like he originally planned, but shit happens, and he still played his heart out and at the show, and that was crazy to watch.
Shane doesn't normally do interviews too, so that's
it was actually my first Napalm Death show, so it was a really good experience for the both of us. So I had a good time at that, just watching them, and so Barney, don't worry about it. This turned out great. We had a good time. Shane was great. Your portion of the interview was awesome. So we'll let the fans decide the rest, and we'll leave you guys now with Barney and Shane from Napalm Death and Apex Predator Easy Meat. It's been out for a while, so if you don't have it by now, it's on Century Media Records and you can pick it up. So get on the ball with that, guys. And as always, from us and the Doctor, stay fucking gory. All right, this is Corey Gore-Christ with the Phantasm Podcast. I am here with the mighty Barney Greenway, Napalm Death. How you doing, man?
Oh, yeah. All right, man, not too bad. One introduction.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's fucking great to have you on the show, man. You're a pioneer of grindcore and death metal as well, I'd like to say. So, it's definitely an honor for us to have you.
All right, thank you.
And if you don't mind, we'll get started. We'll talk about how you joined Napalm Death.
No problem. It was a funny old thing because, to be honest with you, although I had bands at the time, I mean, we're talking 88, 89.
Sure.
And actually I was in bands with ex-members of Napalm, actually, which is an interesting little sub-fact. I really had absolutely no pretensions, about doing a band more seriously than what I had been, which is basically weekends and, all part of the drinking weekend sort of
right.
thing at the time. I had a job. I was like Birmingham was, I think, would be a fair comparison. Was quite similar to Detroit in many ways. In that it had a sort of thriving car industry, which is mainly Jaguar, Land Rover, and a couple of other places.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like a lot of kids. I kind of drifted into that industry. My dad was in engineering. My brothers are all in engineering as well.
Right.
So it was kind of the natural thing to do, I guess.
Sure.
Bands, and I was involved a lot in the, you could say, the extreme music scene, but more specifically the punk and hardcore scene at the time.
Oh yeah.
That was my thing, and a lot of other people's things as well. A really good network of friends, and in the process, I got really, really friendly with, firstly, like Mickey from Napalm, the old drummer, and then Shane gradually, and they became really good friends, and they kind of knew what I could do vocally, and they. When the thing happened with Lee and Bill, when they sort of left, I was the person that they sort of thought could do a job, basically, which of course I was very, very flattered, to be asked to do it at the time, and the rest is history, I suppose.
Right. Now, were you ever in contact with Lee Dorian, and you guys ever friends or anything like that?
Yeah, we're friends.
Awesome.
This is the thing. I mean, obviously, in a lot of these situations, and our situation isn't unique, but people just kind of assume that everybody kind of is deeply suspicious of each other and what have you, but not at all. Lee, I always considered to be a really good friend. Don't see Lee very often these days, but when we do, it's always good to see him.
Right.
And I consider him a friend like I consider anybody else a friend.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, in those situations, it can be a little tense for a while with the band, but obviously, it wasn't my situation. I just kind of stepped into to fill his berth. I wasn't one of the guys in the band that was involved with, obviously members leaving. So it's probably slightly different for me, But
sure.
I had no Lee or Bill. Obviously Bill I still tour with from time to time with Carcass, and I still consider him to be a friend. And that's it. There's nothing else really, nothing suspicious or
sure.
or anything of that nature. So
Yeah, Bill's doing good. He's still doing the. Glad to have Carcass back in the mix for us fans.
Sure.
It's great. And Lee's got With the Dead now, I believe. Great record they put out last year. Wow.
Sure.
And, of course, Cathedral's fucking great, too, so,
Sure.
And
sure. I mean, the common connection that we have, really, though, is from the hardcore scene, from the punks. That was where everybody kind of sort of... for want of a better phrase, the stars kind of aligned.
Right.
That's where everybody kind of was, and those were excellent days. Because there was no pressure on anybody, and it was just a really, really great time. When I eventually die, I'll be able to look back at that period as if I'm able to have hindsight.
Right.
with one of the fondest. As one of the fondest periods of my life, to be honest with you.
That's great, yeah. That's definitely a good place for the start of what was to come. We'll move on to your first record with Napalm Death, be Harmony Corruption. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's one of these situations where it's sort, depending on who you speak to, it's one of people's favourite Napalm albums.
No, I love it. It was actually came out the day before I was born. It came out July 1st, 1990. I was born July 2nd, 1990. So, it's almost as old as that record. It's pretty cool.
What a birthing mechanism, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. You may have read this before, but. I like Harmony Corruption, definitely.
Right.
But it's not my favourite album.
Right.
And also, I think, and again, I'm sort of not putting the blame on anybody here, but the production, I think, wasn't right for Napalm, you know.
Yeah,
it seemed like a good idea at the time. I mean, why wouldn't it, you know, 3 or 4 weeks in Florida. And
definitely. What was it like working with Scott Burns with all the...
Yeah, Scott was fantastic, you know, I mean... Awesome. And that's not a kind of slur on Scott.
Oh, sure.
The thing is that we had one idea of the way things might come out, and Scott had another, because Scott would use his working practices. You know, that's not to say he wanted every album to sound the same, but Scott obviously had his techniques. And I think because we were young and because we were naive, we never actually discussed it with him, you know, in depth before we did it. We just kind of rocketed in there and we just sort of did it, basically. And I remember during the mix, before the mix, and I heard it on various different stereos at the time, and I wasn't feeling it, man. I must, you know, even at that point, you know, I really wasn't, you know. I just thought it sounded too thin for a Napalm album and not dense enough. You know, not noisy enough and not raw enough, you know, and so it really put a dampener on it for me, you know. With hindsight, I like the album, no question, you know, but I think it just could have sounded a lot better. You know, I really do, and I've never wavered from that. You know, I've always kind of maintained that viewpoint. You know, well, why would I? You know, because you get not only instant impression, but you, with everything in life, you get to survey it afterwards, and you know, you come to a definitive opinion, you know.
Right. And then describe the touring cycle for that, if you guys did.
Yeah, I don't remember, mate. I've got to be honest. I know. Well, I don't remember real specifics, but I tell you, it was brutal. You know, it was. We did something like 8-9 weeks in the US. We'd come home and we'd go straight out to Europe. You know. You know, physically I could kind of deal with it. I would say probably mentally it was the biggest challenge, you know, because although we were good friends, you know, it was testing, and it is testing for anybody that goes out with the same 5 or 6 people for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. You know, no 2 people are ever the same. You know, everybody has their different quirks and all the rest of it, and it's a real lesson in psychology. You know, if you spend any time on a van, you know, or something similar, it's you know, it's even the most balanced person, you know, to which I kind of consider myself to be like that. You struggle sometimes, you know, because when you're in a situation where you're in complete control, then you can guide yourself the way you think is right to do so. If you're in a 10-man situation or something like 10-person situation, should I say, then of course the control is filtered between so many people, and therein lies the issues. You know, it is. But don't get me wrong. On the other side of it, it's also a fantastic thing because it can be more unpredictable. You know, and different stuff can happen. You know, so but yeah, it was a pretty heavy touring schedule, but I was into it, man. You know, I was. Why wouldn't I be? I was excited. I was 19, 20 years old. I was doing something that just kind of arrived on my doorstep, you know, and I love the music. I love the ethos, more importantly, you know, and that was it. You know, I just rolled with it.
It's awesome. And then the lyrics for Harmony Corruption, you wrote a few of the songs on there. What was your mindset going in and writing those lyrics?
Well, it was. You know, I mean, I must be honest. I look back on some of the lyrics I personally wrote in the early days, and even though I still agree with what I wrote, the way they were written and some of the language is a little bit naive, I think, and not creative enough. You know, I don't think. You know, there's a lot of cliches in some of my early lyrics that a lot of you would find on a Discharge album, say, you know, a lot of punk albums that are around.
I love Discharge though,
because that was what was in my head, you know, and I just kind of rolled out the same things as what they were saying. Given the years, I started to experiment a lot more with language and stuff. Tried to use a lot of irony and pathos and stuff like that, which isn't easy, you know, but you learn, you know, and you take things forward. So, you know, Harmony was a product of its time, you know, and and some of the lyrics are a product of their time, and I would never change it for the world. But had I known then what I know now, then I probably would have approached it a little differently. And also the vocal arrangements as well, some of it would have done a little bit differently.
Right.
But then people might turn around and say, yeah, but if it wasn't like it was, then it wouldn't be the album that it is. And I totally get that. You know? So it's fine. Yeah.
And on the Unfit Earth, I believe one of the songs you wrote lyrically, there was backing vocals from John of Obituary and Glenn from Deicide. Were you guys fans of them?
Well, that was a weird thing because at the time we were that song was about environmental protection.
Yeah.
You know, in the truest sense of the word. You know, I did a lot of amateur studying about biology and all that stuff and physics and stuff, and I was really into environmentalism at a very early age, you know, before it actually became kind of a buzzword, you know, to a greater extent. And with Benton especially, Benton kind of looked at the lyrics and went, huh, you know. I remember, but he did it anyway, and you know, a good sport for doing it, you know. But we went on the same wavelength, you know. But yeah, it was a funny time. I mean, and this is no disrespect to those guys, but if you kind of fast forward 25 years later, I probably wouldn't ask those guys.
Right.
You know, it would be somebody else. And again, that's no judgment on them at all. It's just the fact that times have kind of changed, and our reference points have kind of changed as well. Yeah. You know, I think that's probably an important thing to say. But but yeah, it was good. I mean, thanks to them for doing it. You know, they did it in a heartbeat. You know, dropped everything, and of course, you gotta give thanks for stuff like that. You know?
Absolutely. And now we move on, if you would, to Utopia Banished would be the next record.
Yeah, you know what, Utopia was for me as a more it was a bigger favourite for me, Utopia, because you know, very much in keeping with what we've just been talking about. Utopia had the sound that I kind of wanted for Harmony Corruption. You know what I mean? It has way more fizz to it. It's way more raw. I think the songs are a lot more chaotic. You know,
definitely.
And the obviously Danny had just stepped in as drummer, so we almost had a fresh impetus with him on the drums. And you know, Mickey and Danny were two very different drummers. I still love Mickey's drumming because it's so spastic, you know. But I think on Harmony, Mickey kind of maybe started to streamline himself a little bit, which probably didn't play to his strengths necessarily. When Danny came in, it was another drummer, and it was chaotic, not quite as chaotic as Mickey, but he, like I say, he had that new impetus. So yeah, I love Utopia. I was, you know, some of the lyrics again were perhaps I would have written differently, but it was definitely moving on. You know, I was definitely starting to write a bit more creatively. So you know, that was a good thing. You know, I mean, actually, I Abstain. You know, the opening track on that album, which was a song that kind of questioned whether nationalism had any place, you know, in terms of humanity. You know, which I still believe it doesn't. You know, it doesn't actually contribute very much, and that particular lyric, I'm still really kind of proud of that one on a personal basis.
Oh yeah, lyrics are really good on that album.
Yeah.
Now my favorite lyrically, I think Shane wrote, was Judicial Slime.
Yeah,
love that shit.
Song, yeah, I love that song. We never played it. I remember there was a reason why we didn't play it, you know. But no, we never played it. But I'll let you into a little secret. On this next tour that we're actually doing a song from Utopia Banished that we've never played live, as far as I know. So
we'll be there.
I'll just throw that into the mix, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like mind-polluting, worthless fuck. You know, that's just good shit, I think.
Yeah.
So, I had a lot of fun with that kind of stuff.
I forget what that was referencing, but yeah, it was something or other. Yeah.
You also got snippets from the film They Live on a couple of those tracks, which we're a huge fan of.
Yeah, well, you know, We at the time we would use stuff like that,
and of course that fits the Napalm MO. That movie is Napalm Death, kind of, as a movie, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot of sort of critique of society, you know, as far as I remember, you know, and
right.
And that was a big thing for us, you know, the whole structure of society. Although it was obviously a kind of a horror-based film, it also had a lot, as a lot of those films at the time. I mean, the zombie films were mainly had a real significant point underneath about people being shunned in society, you know, and the whole structure of hierarchy.
Absolutely.
And so we took that also from those independent films. So
awesome.
So we used it in a couple of places, you know.
Oh yeah, and then talk about your relationship with Colin Richardson and working with him.
Yeah, again, the same thing with Colin. We just Colin did Mentally Murdered, the EP, before I joined. It was the last thing that Lee and Bill did,
right.
And that's got a really raw sound on it. And of course, Colin was involved with Discharge, you know, back on a couple of the classic albums, and that kind of bulldozer sound. After we'd worked with Scott, that was what we really wanted to go back to, and so we got Colin in there, and Colin's great. He's if you wanted a studio producer, you'd want someone that was really eccentric, you know, that keeps the kind of sessions entertaining. And Colin was most definitely that, you know.
Right.
So we had great fun with him, you know. It was, and then of course Colin moved on to quite a few bigger things, you know. So he kind of went his merry way after he did a couple of things with us, and you know.
It's awesome. And then you just do some. You have any history on the touring of that, the cycle for Utopia?
Well, I mean, I think Utopia was we did the. I think the biggest thing was the Sepultura tour, you know.
With Sacred Reich, yeah.
With Sacred Reich and Sick of It All.
Oh, yeah.
That was big. I mean, that was really big. We were surprised how big, actually. We knew that Sepultura had kind of exploded a little bit. We didn't realise how big until we went out to the States. And, it was a real eye-opener, you know. So it was great. I mean, there was some negativity on there. I mean, at the time, the whole kind of Aryan Nations, white power thing had really kind of infected
us
a little bit, and us being, you know, very kind of against that, you know, we had some problems and got into a few quite major fist fights, come riots, you know, and I'm not overstating it when I say that, you know,
right.
Because we just wouldn't accept it, you know. We just wouldn't accept that a scene was supposed to be alternative, could kind of have this sort of bullshit absorbed into it, you know. And
I'm a Jew, so that, you know, definitely when that was going.
Sure. Anybody who looked even slightly different, or, you know, these people were obviously against anybody with a different sexual persuasion, or something. I mean, and it was just miserable, you know. And then we wouldn't accept it, you know. We just wouldn't, and neither we wouldn't now, and neither would we then, you know. So, you know, I appreciate, you know, I wouldn't stop people from saying things or whatever people want to think. That's entirely up to them, you know. But when you come into a space to where people are congregating and enjoying themselves and meeting people and mixing, you know, it's not acceptable, you know. And these people were fucking bullies, you know. They were physically assaulting people, like racially abusing people, and I was having none of it, you know. And we call them out, you know, and things would just escalate because it's just the way things went. But and you know, I don't. All this machismo, all that kind of bullshit, I can live without, you know, and we wouldn't get into it for the sake of it, but it just escalated, you know, and it got really ugly, and it got pretty miserable at points, you know.
And then in the middle of that, you go on and you do an EP. You do the song "Nazi Punks Fuck Off" for the Dead Kennedys, which is awesome.
Well, it's kind of become our signature now, even though it's not our song. You know, if we don't play it, people get very pissed off. You know, but and we actually, I can safely say that we've never not played it. We've played it every gig, I think, since we ever did that EP. You know, so that's that and Scum and probably Suffer the Children have been.
Oh, of course.
Have been permanent in the set. You know, they've never not been played. Even when we have to shorten a set, they're always in there. You know, so yeah, we in terms of Nazi Punks itself, it wasn't just, to me, that song isn't just the obvious thing about people at gigs with swastikas, you know, sporting swastikas and like you know, intimidating people. It's also has a wider. It has a wider thing to say, you know, it has a wider point to make in the sense that, you know, society and different things in society are actually supposed to help you as a human being very often enforce this kind of thing we were talking about, these hierarchical things in society that don't do people any favours. You know, they keep them sort of under the, you know, under the
rug, you know,
depressed or whatever, you know, and it doesn't help. It allows those that have all the power and have all the resources to sit pretty at the top, and everybody else underneath just has to deal with the scraps on the table, you know, and that's not a good thing, you know. So yeah, I thought that song had a bit of a wider message, you know.
Right. And then we will move on to Fear, Emptiness, Despair. And talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's an album that's, depending on who you speak to, it's come up as a Napalm favourite. You know,
it's very heavy and very heavy.
It's very different. I've got to admit, I must admit, you know, people, again, this is something, it's been well documented. I really struggled with it at the time,
right? Because
I was very sort of committed to that fast and furious and chaotic Napalm sound.
Oh yeah.
When it moved on a cycle and it started to kind of not be controlled is the wrong word, but it was a lot more it was a lot more menacing in the mid-pace sense.
Right.
But it really threw me a curveball because I didn't see it coming. I think Mitch and Shane had kind of had it in their heads for a while, but we'd never really spoken about it. And so when it came about, I was just shocked. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, guys, where's the fast stuff? You know? They were like, oh, there's some parts. You know, I'm like, some parts. You know,
yeah.
What's going on? And yeah, it got pretty tense for a while, and yeah, it was difficult. But I mean, plus the actual making of the album was rough, man. We did it in Liverpool in Parr Street. We started, and it was, I don't know what it was, but there was no. The temperature and the atmosphere in the studio was not right, you know, and it was really dry, and my throat was really dry, and I couldn't get any kind of purchase in my voice, you know, and we were doing things like putting bowls of water around just to put some moisture in the air. Just got really, I just couldn't get going, you know, and for the very first time, you know, and I had to finish the vocals outside of the planned session. You know, I had to do it in this, because we'd run out of budget as well. I had to do it in this really cheap and cheerful studio in London on the flight path of Heathrow, you know. And I remember the planes, we had to stop for the planes going over at points, you know. That's as how it was. So it was a tricky album to make, but looking back with given hindsight, I really got a lot of time for that album. I think it really, as a snapshot of Napalm, I actually would say now that it actually needed to happen, you know, because there wasn't any point in making another Utopia Banished, you know, because we'd already done it, and all these bands were springing up that were starting to do that very thing, you know, and so there was no point in us just doing the same thing. Okay, you know, at the time I wouldn't necessarily have taken so much of the fast and chaotic side away, but it served its purpose at the time, you know, and it was what it was, you know. You know, plus it started to bring a lot of the influences I really wanted, you know, like Swans, like Killing Joke and all that stuff. So it was awesome. It was kind of one step out of the death thing, which I know we kind of referenced it a couple of times, but for me, like that death metal side of Napalm, even back then, wasn't as big as what everybody made it out to be, because our influences were a lot wider, and that was, whilst it was there, it was a strip of the band, it wasn't a big part, so.
Right. And then the song "Twist the Knife Slowly" was on the Mortal Kombat soundtrack. How were you guys approached for that and the rights and all that, or?
Sorry, man. Can you say that again? Just what's out?
The song "Twist the Knife Slowly" from Fear, Emptiness, Despair. It was on the Mortal Kombat soundtrack for the movie.
That was a weird old thing as well. I can't remember how that came about. I think it was because, and even that's a story itself. Basically, we got picked up by Columbia.
Right.
And we against our will, basically, and that's also been well reported. I mean, I remember I just wasn't into that at all. Basically, we got picked up on license by them,
right.
And I just thought it would be disastrous, And
sure.
I have to say, there were some really great people at Columbia working on our behalf, but I just knew that label wouldn't understand. Over those people's heads, the label wouldn't understand what we're about. They wouldn't get what we were trying to do.
Right.
They would perhaps get us involved in things that ethically we just didn't want to be involved with,
Sure.
And it was a really uncomfortable time. The Mortal Kombat thing happened, and okay, fine, but I got to be honest, it didn't really set my world on fire, It
right.
was just one of them things that happened, and it's an achievement to a
sure.
point. But it wasn't necessarily what I joined the band for. It didn't. A lot of people might be completely jumping through hoops, to do something like that. And like I say, it is an achievement of sorts, but it wasn't the be all and end all for me.
Right.
For me, it was more important that we were moving onwards as a band. That was the most important thing for me. But I got a gold disc to show for it.
Yeah.
It's tucked away somewhere, and so it is. That's there you go.
Right. Have you ever seen the movie?
I did. I'm actually a big fan of video games. Well, I'm a vintage collector. I've got some stuff that goes back, really a long, long time.
Awesome.
So I have some. So I'm a bit of a. That's my one concession to geekdom. Is collecting on video games. So I did see the movie. And actually that movie was quite good, but the ones that came after were not very good.
The second one was terrible.
But
the first one's good though. Yeah.
The Street. Have you seen the Street Fighter anime? Have you seen that? That's really, really good.
I think I've seen that. I think there's more than one. I don't know which one I'm thinking of.
The original one. The first was really, really good.
That was good.
So,
I like the Van Damme live action one too. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. So I digress, but there you go. Hi, this is Barney, singer of sorts from Napalm Death, and you're listening to Phantasm Podcast.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you for your time. It's been great. I've had a lot of fun.
No problem.
Well, thank you so much, Barney. Cheers, man.
The best, mate. Take it easy.
All right. Well, this is Corey Gore-Christ, Dr. Vincent West from the Phantasm Podcast. And we're here with a man that, of course, needs no introduction, Mr. Shane Embry from Napalm Death.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
I'm okay. Just unraveling my brain after 60-plus minutes of, the usual.
Killer set.
Yeah, we're here at the infamous Masquerade in Atlanta, Georgia. We just wrapped up a show at on the Abysmal Predator Tour. How many shows have you done so far?
Good question. We only had one day off on this tour. I would say Probably like about 14 or 15 shows. I think in total it was like 22 or something.
Wow, okay.
So we've probably got, what have we got now? 5 left. Actually more like 16 or 17 shows.
Wow. Not bad.
It's been a very busy few months for me. So I kind of get lost. I mean, before this I was on tour with Brujeria for 3 weeks.
Yeah, of course.
So I had a week off between all this.
That new album's killer, by the way, the new Brujeria.
Yeah, we finally got it out, which was good.
Oh, it's great.
But, yeah, so about 16 shows, I guess.
Wow, okay. So what was your favorite so far for the tour?
I guess LA was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, LA over the years has always been like a standout.
Of course.
Especially when Jesse was alive, you know, I mean, family, you know, Jesse and Danny are Mexican, they're from LA. And we have a lot of friends there, a lot of history with like Terrorizer and Nausea and all these old bands. So it was always a crazy gig, but this one was a good one. Sometimes, you know, yeah, but LA was always, you know, one of those shows, and this particular time, everything kind of kicked in at the right time, and everyone was into it. Kids were going crazy, and that was a good show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Looked like was it the New York show that was sold out?
Yeah, I mean that was a place we'd never played before.
Really?
It's called La Poisson Rouge.
Yeah, I saw it online. I never heard of it either. And, he's actually from New York.
It was, I guess they do a lot of dance shows there.
Okay.
Oh, weird.
But it was good from the perspective of there was no barrier.
That's always fun.
So the kids got on.
Yeah.
I mean the PA monitors were especially the monitors were the greatest, but the kids got into it.
Of course. Yeah.
So that was nice. Because a lot of these shows have had barriers, and that's not for us. That's not a thing we're really into, you know.
Right.
We prefer the audience participation.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Guess we're getting old and paranoid, you know. if we don't see them killing each other, we're like, oh man, we're doing something wrong, you know.
The punk element to it, of course, you know. People going crazy. Well, we'll start with where we left off with Barney. We'll do we'll start with Enemy of the Music Business. We'll go through the albums from there, and that's also. Departure from Colin Richardson, you move on to Russ Russell and talk about the recording for that.
Well, I think the mid '90s, we worked with Colin a lot. They're sort of, I wouldn't say they're our experimental years, but we concentrated more on slower stuff. And there was a bit of a gap, really, where we party company with a manager,
right?
And the whole industry, so to speak, was. 1 second, I'm sorry about this.
No, you're fine. Okay. You're fine.
This shit's loud up there, or whatever it is.
Is that Peter Cetera?
I don't know.
Or is it Chicago? I can never tell the difference. It was just random. I was like, what the hell?
Some like Euro pop stuff.
Oh, it's one of the two.
Yeah.
I'll bet my bottom dollar on it.
Oh, you're good.
So we, around '98 we party company with the management, and I think our relationship with Eric was kind of dwindling a little bit.
Right.
And that was on both sides, so we were a little bit disillusioned, I guess, in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
And during the recording of Words from the Exit Wound, a close friend of mine, a guy called Mitch Dickinson, who was in the band with me many years ago.
Okay.
He played me the first Nasum album.
Awesome.
And that, I think...
It's good shit.
That was something that kind of kick-started me a little bit again, because
right.
you sort of, as much as you tell, none of us had ever, not that we didn't want to play fast anymore, but we just tried different things, I guess.
Right.
Something about Nasum kind of reignited the fire a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so, we got involved with a bunch of new people, Russ Russell, Simon F. and me. Very enthusiastic engineers, producers.
Of course.
Who were very different from Colin. Colin's great, but Colin was very also quite anal,
Yeah.
And he would like spend a couple of days on cymbals, and we were like, well, wow. We prefer to get the drums done in 2 days, and it was kind of killing the vibe a little bit for us. So that led up towards Enemy, I think, really, where we started to develop a taste for the faster stuff again.
Right.
Through bands like Nasum and just going back to our roots again, kind of.
Awesome.
And that was resulted in that record, I guess.
Now this one was on Spitfire now, correct?
Over here, yeah. I mean, I know Century Media at that point they really wanted to sign us, but for some reason we didn't.
Right.
We did a thing called Dreamcatcher Records in England, which is the guy that used to... A guy called Martin Hooker, he was responsible for Music for Nations.
Okay.
So it's his label in Europe and then Spitfire over here.
Okay.
So I think that album and the one out and the after probably didn't get the exposure they probably could have. You know?
Right. And that was Jesse's final record as well.
Well, yeah, because after that, things just developed a little bit strange before Order the Leech, and he wasn't around to record on that, unfortunately. And so both of those albums are kind of tied in some ways the same period.
Yeah.
You know, they're 2 years apart.
Sure.
We wrote a lot of the songs for both in the earlier stages of 2000.
Right. Now, what was the touring like for that record?
For the Enemy album, I remember we toured with Nazem, actually, in Europe. We did about 40 shows.
It's nasty.
And Mitch broke his leg on the first or second show, so he did 7 weeks. 7 weeks in a cast, you know.
Still playing?
We did the whole tour. I think some bands would have just said fuck it, you know.
Was he hopping? Because he's pretty energetic.
Yeah, well, he's kind of he's on a stool, you know. But
wow,
I was surprised he managed to do that, you know.
Right.
I guess I think some people would have you know. I think some people would have just said fuck it, you know, I'm off. But he carried on to the end of the tour, and that was with Nazem. And I think we did maybe 3 weeks over here for that tour.
Yeah.
And went to Japan. No, but not as much as we've been touring lately, no.
Right. Who'd you tour with in the States, do you remember?
Oh, God. I think... I can't remember. I think it might have been... I think it was Today Is the Day.
Wow. That's crazy.
I think it could have been. I know we did a New England festival.
Hardcore festival.
Yeah, I think we played with Dillinger and Converge and stuff like that.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Way back, you know, before I guess they would become bigger or whatever.
It got really big after that, yeah. And then from there we'll move on to Order of the Leech. What was it like without Jesse that time around recording and stuff?
Well, I mean, Jesse was kind of here and there.
Right.
And we'd rehearsed a lot for the record without him. And it was just it was kind of strange, but, you know, we sort of always kind of adopted this attitude of just getting on with it, you know.
Right.
People always ask you this question, like, well, what is it like? And you don't think about it because you're in amongst it, you know. And you say, well, we've got to get an album done.
Right.
You know. Right. And sometimes when we recorded albums in the past anyway, you know, you'd have a situation where, you know, we might track one song with Jesse because he played that track a little bit better than Mitch. That's the advantage of having two guitarists. You would switch around, you know.
Right.
But this time, obviously, he wasn't there, so Mitch had to play everything, really.
Did y'all do a lot of touring for Order of the Leech?
I think we did some stuff in England, sparingly in Europe, but not much. I mean, that again was at a point where we had management working with us, and I think we were still, even though musically we were on the right track, we weren't probably firing on all cylinders. You know, everyone had their different ideas, but we were all living in different places.
Right.
Barney was into his thing, and I don't think there was much unity as developed prior to Century Media signing us. You know.
Right. Awesome. And then my favorite record, The Code, is Red, Long Live the Code.
Yeah.
That album's fucking awesome. And talk about now you're on Century Media.
Yeah, I mean, finally we signed the Century guys after they've been trying for a couple of years.
Right.
We already had a covers album, the second one that we just gave them.
Right.
And that was a crazy time because we were rehearsing. Everyone's got their own things going on. We're starting to build the band back up so it's a unit.
Right.
And we recorded in Wales, like in the countryside.
Sure.
You have to walk up a hill to get a cell signal. But that was with Simon. Actually, that was just with Russ. Actually, with Russell. Yeah. And that was the first album with him. But it was, a great environment because there was nothing around.
Right.
So we could just experiment to our heart's content. And actually, in a strange way, like the song Morale, because that goes on so long at the end, I actually thought that might be our last album. That's why it ends so ominously. You know?
Okay.
Because we're all getting on, but we're all different. You know. I think we just signed a Century. It was almost like, well, let's see what happens. You know,
right.
Let's go for it. And people liked it. You know, and we went on a tour with Cannibal Corpse that year.
Oh man.
Over here, and then the following year, I think we did in Europe some stuff with a band called Diecast.
I remember Diecast. Yeah, they were a Century
Media band. And then again, we got a new booking agent, MAD, a kind of hardcore metal punk agency, which we'd known about for years. So again, things started to come in.
Right.
We started, we lost the managers completely. Barney took over some stuff. I took it. We all had our little thing, and I think it was kind of a good thing that we did that. And Code was kind of responsible for us becoming closer.
Well,
and we just said we're going to stay as a 4-piece. Jesse's unfortunately not going to be with us anymore.
Right.
And again, just carrying on musically where we started with Enemy again. I think because people always say, "Oh yeah, well, you went back to your roots with Enemy." Well, yeah, there's Blast, but it's not the same as Scum.
Oh yeah.
Riff-wise, it's very different.
Right.
But obviously the extremity and the cause there.
Let me say the good thing about Napalm is that every record's different. There's always something to take from it. Even when they're like kind of put together, like you said, Order and Enemy was kind of put together, it's still very different records.
I mean production-wise as well, especially with Russ, I guess Russ improves in his own, Russ is a great guy where he likes all kinds of music the same as we do.
Right.
And he kind of moves forward with different techniques the same as we do. So,
sure.
You get together and you think, you think it's going to sound the same, but then you play the last album and go, oh, wow, it sounds different.
Yeah.
Right. And you wanted to sound different, but you've not sat there and prized every inch of diversity, whatever the word is. Is that a word? I don't know, but
I'll take it. And you had guest vocals on this one. You had Jeff from Carcass and Jello Biafra, which I bet was awesome for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think the label said, do you want to get some guests on at first? We're like, well, I don't know. And then I know Jeff hadn't done anything for ages.
Right.
He's such a miserable fucker. I thought,
Jeff, there you
I'm
go.
like, Jeff, come down and do some vocals. And I think he was starting to, miss the whole touring whatever vibe. And I was prior to getting him in Brewer here as well. So he came down, and then I guess Slipknot were on tour with Hatebreed, and we went over and dragged James.
Yeah, and you got Jazz in there too. That's cool.
And then we were on tour on the Cannibal Corpse tour, and then I reached out through Billy Gould from Faith No More.
Wow.
He's a good friend of mine, and I said, do you think Jello would do it? He said, I'm sure Jello would do it. And he came down and did it, and that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
Did he hear the Nazi punks fuck off?
Yeah, I mean, he comes on from time to time.
Awesome.
Sometimes we play Frisco, and he kind of marches on and does his thing. But so all in all, it worked out nice. And it was the guest vocal thing, but it wasn't. I don't think it was too cliched.
Right? Yeah.
So it was good.
It worked out well for the album and everything. And then we'll do Smear Campaign.
Again, with that, really, we seem to be on a roll, I suppose.
Very religious record, as far as
I think, Barn had his own points he wanted to get across with that. I mean, I'd never really been a religious person myself.
Sure.
I have no problem with people who are. It's just that I just grew up for me, it wasn't wasn't either way. I just I didn't see how you got. To me, it was like you can find love or friendship through other means. And
right, I agree with that.
It's in your heart, really.
Yeah.
And I do believe that there is something, but I mean, I can't define that to one particular thing.
Right.
And that's something you'll find out when you go, I guess. But so yeah, I mean, that was the heavy theme there, and it was about 18 months after the Code.
Yeah.
So we were definitely on a bit of a musical roll,
Oh yeah.
We recorded that down in Wales again, and some of the slower experimental songs were coming through. They were songs I'd had for a long time, so it was great to bring them in.
Oh sure.
And again, we were all sort of looking on in the same direction, I think, and probably for the first time in a long time, we all of us wanted the same things musically,
right?
And that's why I think the experimentation started happening more as well.
Yeah. You had that vocalist from The Gathering on there.
It was just an idea to do something a bit more atmospheric.
That's cool. I mean,
we've always for years been into all kinds of music and slowly try and creep that in, here and there. I mean, some people they frown a little bit on it, but for us, it's interesting to do something.
Oh, it is. I think it's
definitely.
Cool.
Yeah. As musicians,
different dynamics on the album when you listen to it too. So
right.
And then a lot of touring for that record.
We did, God, I'm trying to remember what the hell we did.
10 years ago.
Yeah, I know already. I think we came over here. We toured with Hatebreed and Black Dahlia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then we came back again in December. I think we played with The Life Once Lost. Those guys.
Wow, that's.
And
forgot about that band.
I'm trying to think what we did in Europe.
It's crazy.
I can't remember. I think we played with Suffocation. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that. But it sounds funny, but I've just been on tour forever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
No, it's a lot of bands too. I mean, shit. That's heavy duty, man.
Time Waits for No Slave.
That was about 3 years after Smear, because we did do a lot of touring. And again, I mean, I think we obviously with Russ production, I think is better on that record than probably Smear. little bit more media. There's like 6 guitar tracks on every song on that one.
Wow.
And I mean, sometimes again with the experimental songs, it's just me or some Mitch just going off on our own things, you know.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm happy with the way that turned out. We did a release party for that in our hometown of Birmingham.
That's awesome.
Which was good, and brought a lot of people over. A lot of touring for it. I think again it just carries on for me. I mean, people always ask you what the difference is, but I think musically, I never think in terms of albums because I've always got songs left over from the one before, and I'll use that as a starting point for the next one.
Right.
So I think in some ways it's quite similar to Smear. You know,
yeah.
The production I think is a lot heavier than Smear. I think it's a lot thicker sounding. You know.
The Tony Iommi of grindcore. You know, it's an archive of riffs.
Well, you always have stuff that something you can't finish.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it could be obvious, but it's not obvious to sometimes straight away.
Right.
Right. Y'all did a lot of touring for that.
We did. I can't remember where the hell we did. We went over it. We were over here. And it's quite embarrassing now. I'm just trying to recall all the show. But yeah, I know we toured a lot for it. I mean, the last couple of albums, there's been like 2-3 year touring cycles. I know we went down to Russia on Time Waits. We did like 14 shows down there.
Wow.
We have like Vladivostok and Kazakhstan and places like that.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then Japan a couple of times. I think we played on Suffocation in Japan on that tour, I think. Then we did the Loud Park Festival.
Okay.
And then to Indonesia, China. Yeah, so a lot of places really.
Awesome. Do you have any crazy stories you remember from?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot, but not so much. I mean, I don't know. On the last tour with Voivod last year, there was a bat at the was that place in Worcester Auditorium, that Worcester.
Where they have the New England Metal Fest
Worcester
thing?
Palladium.
Yeah.
There's a bat in the rafters that came on stage and kind of scared the shit out of Danny. I think that's on video somewhere.
That's pretty cool.
God.
Losing his fucking mind as his bat's chasing him around.
That's funny.
Should be just eat them like Ozzy did or something.
Yeah.
I think Danny's the
He was too afraid for that. I wouldn't be doing it. And then it'll bring us to Utilitarian. Album's awesome.
That blew me away. That one, I was like, man. I mean, every track. It's like, I don't know.
Well, you know, again, it's nice when you read the reviews and they're all positive and everyone's got good things to say. You know, and that's a bonus,
right?
Because you just keep on doing what you're doing musically, and you hope people like it. So when the reviews are really good, you're like, wow, you know, you kind of pinch yourself a little bit because you're waiting for people to say, hey, it's not that good or whatever. You know?
Right.
But yeah, we're really happy with it again, trying to push the experimentation. I mean, thinking about unfinished riffs, the track of Fall on Their Swords, the first two riffs, I wrote them after we did Utopia Banished in 1992.
Wow.
And it was based on I Abstain, because I Abstain has a very strange riff pattern, the first two riffs.
Right.
For Jesse's song. I always admired that, so I thought, well, I want to try to do something just but weirder. And it was so kind of off time and I couldn't finish it for some reason. I managed to finish it for Utilitarian, you know.
It's awesome.
So it's kind of weird that you would start a riff in 92 and you finish it 20 years later.
You're finally
happy. Yeah, we had a lot of touring, Japan, Asia, you know, Europe, America.
I saw you here with Cannibal and Immolation.
Yeah, that's right. We did the Decibel tour.
Yeah, that was pretty
sick. We
did
that, and I can't remember. I really can't remember. I apologise. I think I've done over 3.
No, you're fine, man.
The recording of that record, where did you guys record that?
That was recorded at Russ's studio, which is Parlour Studios. That's in Kettering, in like Northamptonshire. It's kind of tiny studio. And that was right before I stopped drinking, so me and Mitch were having late night sessions, you know, just trying out strange riffs, drunk, and seeing what chord, you know, because a lot of our, it's all self-taught, you know, so we'll go, what happens if we go here? Well, that's an interesting sound, you know.
Yeah.
Most musicians who are taught would probably say you can't do that, but if it sounds good to you here. So we'd experiment a lot that way, you know. And Russ is he's good at that. He just loves crazy, you know. He's not like a producer. He'll come in at 10 in the morning, he'll go till 4 in the morning, just to keep things going.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. A lot of touring for that.
Yeah, a lot of touring again. I mean, you know, so we did the Decibel tour. I'm trying to think of the other tour we did over here. I just can't seem to remember. God knows why.
It's gone. Losing it in the trash, or yo?
I don't know. It's all finished, I guess. But I know we toured on stage twice for that one. Oh yeah, I think we toured Mutual Waste.
Wow, that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the one we did.
Awesome.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, that was the first part. And then the Cannibal thing would have been.
That's right. The Cannibal was the one.
That was like 2013.
Yeah,
I think the Cannibal.
The Mutual Waste and.
I remember the
Exhumed?
Poster for that. Yeah, Exhumed was on there.
The Municipal Exhumed and a couple other bands.
Yeah, that was a good
tour.
bill.
That was a good tour because the Waste dudes, they've kind of reinvented the whole thrashing again.
Right.
So through them, their fan base is kind of like these young kids rediscovering the old school.
They're losing their minds when you guys come on.
So then they bring the old fuckers out like us, and they're like, oh wow, it's the band. Oh, they're not so bad,
Right.
So that was a good tour. And then we did a Decibel after that, and that worked really well. Because we know the Cannibal guys forever. And those guys just keep on going. Immolation dudes, we did our second show in New York ever in '89 with Immolation.
Oh, that's
really?
Awesome.
And Revenant. So we go way back to the demo days.
Awesome.
So for us, that was great to tour with them. So it's two aspects. You had the Waste guys, different kind of vibe, and the old school death metal. So it's perfect for us on that album.
Oh yeah.
If you remember the show here, I'll never forget it because Alex got hit with a fucking 24-ounce Bud Light can.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's not
during their set. No, it's on YouTube. It's fucked up, but yeah, I remember him getting hit with that damn thing. Somebody hit him with it.
That's pretty painful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. I remember that. I don't know on that show. That was the one thing because I'd never seen anybody be crazy.
That's crazy shit happens.
But yeah.
No, not good.
But yeah, it's such a great record. So.
And that was your first long-term deal for a record label.
Yeah, I think a lot of people at Century we've known for a long time.
Yeah.
From journalists who've gone to work there, and
right.
We just known him for a long time. The main dude, Robert Camp, who runs Century Media, it was he started the label with his partner. I stayed at his house in Dortmund in 87, 88 on a band called Heresy from England.
Right.
So these people we've known for a long time. So they've been really enthusiastic and pushed us. And they're there to answer the phone, and they're like they know we know what we're doing.
Right.
So all they got to do is do what they do. So it kind of works well. They don't really question us on what your album going to be like. They know, hopefully we know what we're doing.
Right. And then we move on finally to our recent release, at least last year's Apex Predator Easy Meat.
Yeah.
One of my favorite records of last year. Fucking love that record. Also very different, still Napalm, very Napalm death record, but still never heard it, So it's very, I was very excited for it as a fan.
Yeah, but without really, the title track came about because I wanted to try and record the album in different stages.
Right.
Instead of before you'd rehearse say 18, 20 tracks, you'd go in and record them all. That's fine. But sometimes afterwards you go, well, maybe there's a little bit too much of this or that. So we tried to record, we recorded in 5 stages. So he'd do a bunch of songs, he'd look at them, and he'd see what you do next time.
Right.
But with Apex, as well, the title track came about because we had some free time, and we had a bunch of metal and stuff hanging around. The band's always had that kind of industrial influence as well, so we just bashed a bunch of fucking oil drums and stuff, and then we took a click track and we looped it and synced it, and that's how the title track came about. And that's very enthusiastic. To me, it's very good because the early Napalm days with Pre-Scum, when they were like a punk band, they were very much about that.
Right.
So in some ways, it's a nice homage to what the band was before.
Sure.
And also where we kind of want to go in the future. We're trying to push the experimental edge and do something that's a little bit uncharacteristic.
Cool,
maybe.
right.
But still extreme.
Oh,
so I'm really happy with how that title track came out. And pushing the discordancy and things like that. And Barney's trying a few things differently vocally.
Sure.
And again, Russ, we had discussions about trying to keep the drums a bit more organic, if possible. And we've just worked with Russ now for 16 years, and it's just easy. It's easy for us. He's he's an extra member of the band, I guess.
Right. You recorded at the same place the last
same place, So it's business as usual, really.
Right.
And which we're going to probably I'm going to record there in February, 4 brand new Napalm tracks with him next year.
Well, that's great.
So we have some ideas because again, I want to do stuff in stages while we're still touring.
Hell yeah!
Because I just think it's more interesting.
Definitely.
You concentrate on the 4 instead of the whole thing. You can get a bit distracted. It gets we tend to record a lot of songs, so when you're recording 20 songs, it gets quite intense.
Oh yeah.
Not bad. I would have to.
But yeah, I'm happy the way Apex turned out. And we're glad that it was received well. because it's quite a diverse album, I think. You know.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of touring for it too.
Yeah, I mean we did. Yeah, it's been non-stop. We went out with Voivod last year. I mean Mitch took a break, and he's still on a bit of a hiatus at the moment. Just through family and he's getting his shit together, I guess,
Right.
So we got John, who's a friend of ours from England. He's been working with us over the years.
Yeah.
So he's going to take his place for now. We did a tour with Voivod last January, and that was great for me because I was a massive fan of Voivod when I was younger.
Oh yeah, awesome.
So it was great to play with them and share a bus. They've been through Europe, a lot of festivals. Went over to Japan again. We toured with Brutal Truth on our last Japanese shows.
Oh, that's great.
And through to this year, I mean, last year was a great end to last year. We toured with Carcass, Obituary, all together.
It's a sick tour.
That's a good tour.
So that was like 35 shows. Every show was sold out.
Of course.
That was a great end. And then this year's, it's been non-stop pretty much since March. We went out and did the Melvins tour this year.
That's awesome too. We were just talking about them earlier, the Melvins.
So that was a lot of fun because I've been friends with the guys for ages and totally diverse band. Melt Banana too.
Oh yeah.
Then it's just not stopped. South America, Japan, some more shows in Europe, and then we're here again. Already this year's kind of flown by, really. And I'm just trying to think about the next album really now.
Awesome. You got any tours, or is this it now for a while?
This will be the last Napalm thing this year.
Awesome.
I got some shows in Spain in December with Brujeria.
Oh, that's going to be great.
And then I'm back out in January with Brujeria next year.
We'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be here.
So that's it. We're down here. And then I think April we're trying to put something together with Napalm in Europe.
Awesome.
Just trying to work out what at the moment. And there's a lot of festivals coming over in the summer. But in the meantime, trying to record some songs, get some idea of where we're going with the next Napalm album.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Gradually, slowly. But it's been very busy. And I have like I say, Kevin Sharp was here tonight. He's singing from another band called Lockup, which I have.
Love that band.
Yeah.
Saw you guys in Maryland a couple years ago.
So that album's finally mixed, and that's going to come out in March next year.
I look forward to that. That's awesome.
It's pretty out there, pretty fast, crazy. So I'm kind of busy.
Awesome. And that was a good wrap up, and we'll talk about horror movies for a minute before we let you go, if that's cool.
What was the first horror movie you ever saw?
First horror movie I ever saw, I mean, as regards horror, because there's all different types of genre.
I'm a big Hammer horror fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, I grew up with Hammer. So
I love that shit. That's
my mum and dad would go to, because I'm from a small village, so they have these things called social clubs,
Right.
Yeehaw, fucking whatever, Here's Kevin, this is the man I'm telling you about.
How's it going?
Devil worshipping.
So they would go on a Saturday night, and on English TV it was Hammer Horror Night. So I think the first one I probably saw was, I think, The Bride of Dracula.
Oh, awesome, man.
Maybe.
Chips and salsa, bitches.
That or The Gorgon. Well, I can't remember which one. Because the people who would babysit for me, they would let me watch it. I was probably about 5 or 6. I was loving the Hammer.
So my parents
Christopher Lee's like one of my biggest,
of course,
my heroes.
Oh yeah,
I wish I got to meet him. I'm a massive Hammer horror fan. I love it. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee.
Ann's my hero.
That's my mum. He loves my mum.
My favorite one that I still love since I was a kid's The Devil Rides Out.
Devil Rides Out's amazing.
I think it's fucking
great. Amazing.
I don't know if you've never got to see that one.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, Devil Rides Out's a great one.
So good.
So yeah, I instantly loved horror. In the early, I would just draw pictures. I had the horror books, so I would just draw pictures from that. And so it kind of went to that,
That's great.
And the videos came out, and then my friend, I didn't have a video recorder, but my friend did. So we went out and we saw Evil Dead, Gates of Hell.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this is Evil Dead scared the shit out of me. Halloween, John Carpenter.
Oh yeah,
of course.
And that's where Shane completely relates to my kid, because my kid's the same way.
Yeah, Kevin's kid loves it.
Uber nerd.
That was the Carpenter stuff.
Yeah, well, she grew up. Well, she likes all the Doctor Who stuff as well. And I grew up being English. She grew up on Doctor Who.
She was a Star Trek nerd. She was the kind of kid who got into Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like at age 4.
That's great.
It's a gateway into horror.
I just knew that I was in for a fucking. That's it for weirdness.
So yeah, I mean, growing up, on all the Hammer stuff.
It's a good bridge there. It's awesome. It's a classic shit.
I used to like the fact they filmed those movies back to back a lot of the time.
Yeah.
There'd always be a double feature. Like if you watch Dracula, Prince of Darkness, I was filmed the same time as Rasputin. Same castle, same area. It was all the same area, you know. So all the posters would always have a double bill because that's how they did it, because they keep costs down.
Yeah.
You know.
Smart.
I didn't know that until much later, but I love the fact that they were motivated to make the horror. I loved it. You know.
And did you like the Amicus stuff too?
Yeah, there was. I mean, Amicus I think gets Tales from the Crypt, isn't it? And Beyond the Grave. Beyond the Grave.
We
all
did
brilliant stuff. Yeah.
We actually watched the Skull with Dallas from Nile. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
He loves that movie. He was all about wanting to watch.
He was like, "Can we watch the Skull?" And we brought it. And he was like a 5-year-old.
It's like Dr. Terror's House of Horrors.
Yeah, that one's
awesome.
a good one.
I think Tales from the Crypt with Peter Cushing is the one with the guy, the kid's teeth. Is that the one? You know, that was a pretty scary one. I thought, you know. But I love the trilogy movies, you know.
Oh yeah, they're great.
I mean, all that stuff. I mean, because again, you would have double bill in England. You know, they also have the Universal ones. I loved all the 1930s Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff.
Of course,
Creature from Black Lagoon is my favorite of that.
Loved all them. You know, you just stay up to watch that, and I'd be talking about it because that was all summertime. You have the summer break. It'd be like double horror every Saturday. And we only had 3 channels, so, you know, that was
right.
But then it was like, great.
You'd mentioned you were an Italian horror fan. What that stuff do you big into?
It was Lucio Fulci, really. You know,
I'm a gore guy.
That's his boys, Fulci.
It was like Gates of Hell, and then House by the Cemetery, and the Beyond. I think it's called Seven Gates of Hell.
Seven Doors of Death.
Yeah. And that was Video Days, so that was the stuff I was into. You know, and what's the other one? God, the one who's cracking like a duck. What's
New York Ripper.
New York Ripper.
That one's awesome.
We did that one with Ross from
Exhumed.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Naples Connection? That's a gangster movie. It's the goriest gangster film.
I've never loved to watch that.
You know, it's not the greatest, but when it comes to the violence, it's just brutality. It's total Fulci.
That's what I like about it.
Total like neck explosions.
Yeah.
I like some of the Argento stuff. I'm not as familiar with that. I know there's tons of them.
Right.
I think it's the opera one I liked.
Opera's good.
Which I really loved.
Suspiria, I guess.
Suspiria, you know, and there's a few other ones which I can't get the name.
Phenomenon.
Yeah, Phenomenon, cool, yeah.
Tenebrae.
Tenebrae. Yeah, if you get the uncut one of that, it's pretty brutal, you know. So yeah, I love that stuff, you know.
It's more vibrant and artsy, but it's cool. It's a different approach, you know. It's usually.
I love the lemon, you know. Got into your more mainstream, like, you know, your Nightmares and Hellraiser. I met Clive Barker at the premiere of Hellraiser.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
So that was nice, you know. I didn't know much about that movie until we saw it, you know.
He's a super nice guy. I met him a year or two.
So I was really into the first couple of Hellraisers, and
we had actually tried to talk about. Corey had talked with someone about him coming on our podcast. Apparently, he's really sick.
Oh, really?
Clive is,
yeah. Which sucks because
That's sad to hear. Yeah. But
what about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday 13th? You like?
Yeah, I do respect that movie. But I think I was so into my gore trip at the time that when I did see that, I was like, "Was that it? You know, is that all?" Yeah. But I do respect it and like it for what it is, of course.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, though, man.
That's a good one.
It's fucking
Texas Chainsaw.
It's that shit.
Dennis Hopper in that.
But I mean,
Hey, thank you, Kevin.
I'll be right back.
All right.
But I was into that. I mean, some of the early nights, a couple of Nightmare on Elm Street movies I liked, and
second one we did on an episode. It was pretty. That's just a good one. It's really underrated, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
First two, anyway.
But where were we? What's the one movie?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. I mean,
The Exorcist. That's it.
I like that. I like The Exorcist, but also I like the third one. I thought the third one was great.
There's a director's cut of that out on Blu-ray.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It
actually came. Well, it doesn't even advertise it on there, and I bought the damn thing, and we haven't watched it yet, and it's got about 40 extra minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got to see that because I love that movie.
And apparently, it's more where it weaves out that second one.
Yeah.
Where it's supposed to be more the actual sequel and stuff,
really?
And they interview.
Because I read the book that was based on. I think Legion. I think it's called.
Legion.
Yeah.
And I just loved it, and I love that. I like that because it's you see the other Exorcist with Linda Blair, and it's all right. But the third one I think for me is better because it's a sequel, but it's indirect
And Brad Dourif's on.
Oh, Brad's.
Brad, he's great.
That scene, I haven't watched it in forever, but the scene with the shears.
Man,
that
was on the VHS I had, because it was just the shears, like the nurse or whatever on there.
I cut school to go watch something.
That just comes out of the blue, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's a great one. Yeah, I love that one. And then, lately, I like The Conjuring too. I watched that recently.
We are huge fans of the new shit.
I don't know why I have friends that can't get in it. The second one I thought was fucking awesome.
The first one I liked, but the second one was really good.
I love the Amityville
shit. Close to home with that one. That's crazy.
That fucking crazy nun. You know, it's like, what the hell's going on there?
And she's getting her own film now.
Yeah, I mean, it tinged a few nerves.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking.
I haven't jumped in a movie in a long time. That movie actually got me.
The scene with all the
hair on my nuts stood up.
The crosses all go upside down.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched that recently. There's a ton I need to watch.
The new Ouija, I didn't know it. I never saw the last Ouija movie because it looked ridiculous. But the new one, The Origins of Evil or whatever, it's actually really good. It's actually pretty.
I didn't see
freaky,
that.
yeah.
I saw a film from Australia called the. What the hell is it called? It's a weird name. It's not Jabberwocky, but it's weird.
Oh, the Babadook.
Babadook.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. That's pretty weird. Yeah.
Sometimes they got good ones pop out here and there. The Paranormal Activity shit I couldn't do, and
I saw
some of that stuff.
Blair Witch remake and thought it was really
cool. I
haven't
seen that.
I've never seen the original one, which was fucking weird. But my other half, she's like, "Let's go watch this," and we did.
But there's a lot. I know there's a lot of good ones out there. I need to catch up with. My friend Scott Carlson from Repulsion, he's really up on it still.
Love Repulsion.
He's like, you got to watch this. I'm like, man, I wish. I don't get any time when I get home. I've got a 3-year-old daughter. It's all fucking nursery rhymes and fucking whatnot when I get back.
Wait a couple more years.
But when I'm on tour, I try to watch what I can.
That second Conjuring I thought was great.
No, that was great.
It's a good movie.
I think it's better than the first. I think for me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it was really well executed.
I watched the Insidious ones. I like those. They're pretty good.
Yeah. They're more of like the musical element to the scares, and I like that too.
It's James Wan too, and it's
the same guys that do that shit.
Good stuff. Yeah.
And so you're definitely more of a gore guy than like a.
I'm both, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I mean, the gore thing is like great. I mean, I've seen some stuff lately where it's, I guess, over the top on the gore thing. I still appreciate it, I guess, but I lean more towards the.
I like the practical gore, but yet I haven't paid since like I left the house.
You have to use that fucking porta potty outside. That thing's evil. You get a green foot long.
It's all about horror movie. You go in there.
Green foot long. And I go in there and I accidentally got my phone on like this. There's a fucking 20-foot green foot long in there. It's like I about threw out and just walked out. I was like, I'll just hold my piss. It is. It was fucking. Well, we didn't know they had it like that. We got here. It's like, this is fucking ridiculous. I was like, fuck it. I'll just hold it. I was like, I'll just deal with it. I'll fucking deal with that again.
I want to say it was a great show tonight, man. You did a great fucking job. It was sick. Had a really good time.
Oh, we loved it.
Yeah,
unfortunately, man. I lived, so it breaks my heart. Apparently, they're going to put something else somewhere in town somewhere, so it's just not the same.
Isn't the one they're doing now, is that the Underground, or is that where they're doing?
That's temporary.
I was going to say, the Underground's like
that's what this show was supposed to be tonight, was where I guess where that new thing was supposed to be, and then they switched it again, and then so, I don't know.
I'm glad you guys played here anyway. It's fitting.
Last show I get to see here, so it's
after all this crazy political bullshit that happened, it's nice to see a Napalm Death show.
It is, definitely.
It's fitting for everything, because it's been a weird time over here.
No, it's cool.
Oh, you're fine, man.
I just realised I had to take Pistons after the show. Five bottles of water just fucking brewing up.
I was going to say, we haven't gone since we've been here.
Vivid description there, but there you go.
Oh, no, I was giving him probably more of my bad experience with that porta potty. But,
the porta potty horror.
So, I'd say I kind of appreciate more the more sort of spookier elements now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the newer stuff we don't really do. We stay more with the.
On the actual show, we just do 80s and back.
Because I'm a huge Vincent Price fan. That's like that shit. It's like that stuff, and then the Hammer stuff. But we go in 70s, 80s, 90s. But I've been trying to be more open-minded about a lot of newer stuff. But a lot of newer stuff, it's like I just can't. Like that It Follows movie. Oh, I couldn't get into it.
I think I try and.
I don't know how much they had to pay John Carpenter to endorse that film, but I was like, oh. He's like, this is a great film.
I also pay attention to some of the geekier sides of the Screen Rant, I think it's called. And they'll feature, what's coming out, and I'll just loosely look at it, and you kind of gauge your own opinion of it, I suppose. But I mean, obviously, growing up with what I did, I'm still into the old classics, the Hammer, the Universal, some of the Italian stuff, and the old '80s horror movies. Really, for me. And then you veer off and get into other stuff. Yeah, I like movies in general. I'm a big Star Wars geek, so I like a lot of the Marvel stuff that's coming out.
Of course, I'm a big.
Doctor Strange was great.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah,
I thought Doctor Strange was really good.
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
I'm not massively into the 3D thing, but that was a good one to see.
You saw it in 3D?
Yeah. Awesome. Pretty psychedelic stuff coming out.
Yeah.
And the guy that did that, I think, was the director of that movie. Did he not?
He did the first Sinister.
That's it.
And the Exorcism of Emily Rose, and these are movies I've never actually watched. But
there's a little different sort of angle on that movie. Even though it's a superhero movie, there's some strange stuff going on, But I'll watch everything.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! Well, we'd like to thank you for doing this. It's been
thank you so much.
Fucking
it's been an honor,
man. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I'll hopefully you can decipher my garbled English accent.
Oh, no, you're fine.
It's an honor, man. I think it's great.
We can do Barney's. We can do yours. It'll be fine.
Well, people sound worse than him. So we'll see.
No,
definitely not.
It has a lot to do at once.
It is a lot.
Hey, Shane Embry, bass player of Napalm Death, Lockup, Brujeria, and Venomous Concept, and you're listening to the Phantasm Podcast.
Coming soon from Phantasm. Your terror is unreal. Because the horror is insane. It's your turn to experience the maniac. There is nowhere to run, and no time to pray. Maniac. No one under 17 admitted.
She is seductive. She is passionate. She is Christine, a 1958 Plymouth Fury with a taste for blood. Nothing you can do can stop her, because how do you kill something that can't possibly be alive? Christine, body by Plymouth, soul by Satan, rated R. Watch out for her soon at a theater near you.
13 years ago, audiences across America were horrified by the brutality of a faceless killer. Now, after more than a decade of silence, he has come out of hiding. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, directed by Toby Hooper.
Now playing at a theater near you.
I've got a message for you.
This is the shape of fear.
You're not going to like it.
This is the color of hell.
What is it?
And this is the power of the Prince of Darkness. From John Carpenter, director of Halloween. A vision of the most powerful evil of all. Prince of Darkness.
Where are you?
Rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.